wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
All right, here we go. Happy Monday. Welcome to the KVJ Show. What the heck is going on with everybody? How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Good. You guys have great weekends?
I did up until last night.
Yeah? Went a little bit south, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot riding on that Bills game.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They didn't win. I'm taking it.
Heartbreaking loss
I tell you.
in overtime.
I tell you.
It looked like they won the game 2 separate times, Jbird.
I told you this. I said they're going to lose in a heartbreaking fashion.
Overtime.
It was very heartbreaking. Well, it was, to me, it was, if you didn't have a horse in the race, it was an unbelievably exciting and unbelievable football game that happened last night. They were just going back and forth. These two quarterbacks were playing absolutely perfect, and there really wasn't any flaw in either one of their games. And you came back, and the Chiefs scored a touchdown. You're like, this whole thing is over. And then the Bills said, oh, no, we got a minute left on the clock. We're going to come down and score.
With a minute.
And they scored and left only 13 seconds on the clock. There's 13 seconds.
And then did a 2-point conversion.
And so it's like they sealed the deal. They're up by 3.
Oh,
and
I had bitches texting me, congratulate Panda on the win.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, hold up.
It was at that point where you were, as a Bills fan, be like, they did it. 13 seconds, that's all the Chiefs had. They threw 2 pretty long passes, got within field goal range, kicked the field goal, went to overtime. The Chiefs won the coin flip, got the ball, and you can end overtime if you score a touchdown.
I hate that rule.
It's so stupid.
I hate that rule.
Both teams should get a chance.
Hate that rule.
It is, because these quarterbacks were playing flawless football. It was just unbelievable to watch how both of them, you're like, well, they can't do that. That's impossible. And then the other guy would do something like, he can't do that. That's impossible. And then it ends so anticlimactically because the one quarterback won basically because of a coin flip.
You should get a chance to at least have a set of downs.
I agree.
You really do.
To have an overtime, have the other team not touch the ball on offense
What a
is
dumb
asinine.
rule.
It's so dumb, and the NFL does so many things right. It really is stunning that they have not addressed their overtime rule because it's not right.
I hate
you can't
it.
do it that way.
I legit hate that rule.
Well, come on. You would make more money because you can play more commercials. You can stretch this game out longer if you give the team that lost the coin flip a chance to answer with 7 points.
And it's not even about sour grapes because Panda's team lost. And just the fairness of a game.
Yeah,
You should both
that's
get
all it
a
is.
shot.
You should both get a shot. And then if you tie it up again, then you both get another shot.
Yeah, I mean, the coin, the coin.
The coin
Does
flip.
it?
No.
The coin flip.
Gosh.
It really is terrible. It used to be the first team that scored one, and then one time the Steelers were playing the Lions on Thanksgiving Day, and the Steelers called the coin flip right and won it, and the umpire messed it up. And they're like going, that's tails, dude, that's tails. And it was one of those fancy coins, and the umpire didn't realize it. He gave the ball to the Lions, which they shouldn't have gotten, and they kicked a field goal and won the game. And the Steelers were like, are you kidding me? That was our ball.
Oh my gosh. That is
And they're walking around be like, what just happened? We spent all this time. See, you spend all this time playing the game, and then it should not come down to a coin flip. It needs to come down to the skill of the players playing the game.
Who can still stay in it?
Right.
You know, after that fourth quarter, okay, in overtime, let's see how much they both still got in the tank.
And it's weird. Postseason brings out weird moments already. It just does.
Yeah.
You see things that normally don't happen that often, and it's always on the center stage. It's just
Yeah.
Because
bizarre.
everybody's playing at the most elite level, knowing everything's on the line.
But I mean, I didn't even see it, and I'm over here going, wow.
It was a really great fourth
Unbelievable.
quarter,
Yeah.
and then the overtime. I mean, if you're a Bills fan, it wasn't that great.
How bad is Panda? Was it a terrible meltdown?
He knew he was gonna lose when they lost the coin flip, and he screamed a lot of expletives, and he, said, "I can't believe an effing coin flip," and lost it.
Yeah.
He had to go outside and cool down, but then, luckily it was cool outside, so he was quick to cool down.
Okay, yeah.
When you care so hard, it hurts so bad.
Oh, it's tough.
All my neighbors slowly left because we had neighbors over, and they were like, "We're getting out of here. We see the writing on the wall."
I would have left.
It was a mass exodus.
I wouldn't doubt if those were the two best teams in the NFL last night.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think they should have been your Super Bowl.
It would have been an unbelievable Super Bowl.
Can you imagine that? I mean, a knockdown drag out to the end.
Yeah, there was 25 points scored in the final 2 minutes.
25 points in the final 2 minutes.
25 points in the final 2
minutes.
minutes.
Think about that. That's insanity.
You knowing Panda so well, what's today look like for him?
Well, I saw him at 5 this morning. He still hadn't slept.
Oh, he didn't sleep?
Nope.
Does he have
He
to work?
didn't sleep?
He didn't sleep.
Oh, no.
He has to bring Rocco to school, and he has to go work a full day. He cannot call in sick. He's got very technical drone work that has to be done today at work. So he's got to fly a effing drone.
He's so tired.
He's so
You're gonna
tired.
hear in the news how a drone hit some building.
Oh, no. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
That's a rough Monday.
It's a rough Monday.
Oh, what a terrible way to start it all off.
Can I send him some donuts or something? Or
You need to. I mean, send him some cheeseburgers or don't send him no buffalo wings.
Well, I've known Panda since I was 13, 14 years old, and I've seen a few Bills lost. And every time the Bills have made him go berserk, they've lost in a heartbreaking fashion.
Well, this kid, this quarterback, Josh Allen, could not have played his heart out any better.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it was unreal.
this kid was something else, and Patrick Mahomes was as well. But it's just so sad because Panda was really hoping this would be the year for the Bills.
Sure, yeah. I just remember the conversation I had with him when we were at the Crazy Horse Saloon.
Yeah.
Back in July or whatever it was, or August. I was
The
like,
Crazy
hey,
Horse was going off last night because
bet.
they're a Bills bar.
Yeah. So I know Bills fans are really excited. Here's the thing that's tough is both these quarterbacks are really young. And the Bills, if they ever want to get to a Super Bowl, they got to get through the Chiefs. And it looks like these two teams for years are probably going to be button heads trying to get into that game. So,
Do you still take the Buckeyes losses really hard?
it depends upon how they're set up. I understand where Panda's coming from because when there's more writing on it, then the pain is even more. And it depends upon how the game goes, too. If they get their butt kicked, then it settles in quickly that, okay, this isn't going well.
You want a bloodbath.
But when it's like this and they're back and forth and there's 25 points in the final 2 minutes and they lose in overtime, then that's a tough one.
There are still games from when I played All-Stars, because I still have friends from baseball, where we lost in a heartbreaking fashion. And when these guys get drunk, they can't let it go. They bring up, they'll post guys' names who've dropped balls that lost the championship. When we were 14, Virginia.
I get it.
People,
Yeah.
it's tough.
It was unreal. Just the entire weekend was really great with the football. All the games were really close. Tom Brady was getting blown out yesterday, 27-3 in the third quarter, and you're just like, wow, could this be it for Tom Brady? And it just didn't look good. And then, of course, Tom Brady's Tom Brady, and a couple minutes later, they're tied. And then the Rams actually did kick a field goal and won, so Tom Brady has been bounced. He's not going to be repeating as Super Bowl champ.
What happened? Did Brady say something on a podcast that got him in trouble or something? I saw some comments out. Brady's podcast comments fires people up. Do you know what that was about?
He said he wasn't going to retire if he didn't win a Super Bowl. That was the thing.
Yeah.
They were like, well, if you don't go to the big game and win, are you going to retire? And he said, no, I don't need a Super Bowl or not need a Super Bowl at this point.
Yeah, he wants one. He wants at least one more.
You know he wants 3 more.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. He had a good game in the second half, at least in the fourth quarter. But yeah, you look at the Bills Chiefs. It was just 6 points separating, 3 points in the Rams Buccaneers game, and then going back to Saturday, it was only 3 points in the Bengals Titans game, and it was only 3 points in the 49ers Packers game. I think that was the tightest divisional weekend in the history of the NFL, so, or at least in a while. So. Pretty impressive stuff.
Andre's in the chat room saying, I can see why Panda would be upset about the coin toss. Who calls tails? But I always thought tails never fails, baby. I thought that was
heads
the thing.
won. Heads won.
Heads won.
Heads won. Yeah, they call tails and heads won.
It's 50-50. Y'all know that, right?
But I know they say it's 50-50. Yeah, I get that. But isn't there a percentage where one hits higher?
I mean, don't be a dummy. Come on.
Oh, if you do it 50 times, are you going to get those results?
Yeah, dumb. Anyway, so no sleep for your husband, huh?
No.
Okay, well, there
Just
you go.
be gentle on him today if you see Panda out there in the streets.
Oh, he needs to not read the comments. Get off social media, Panda. It's not a safe place for you when you're heartbroken. It's just not.
I know.
How's the Sabres doing in hockey?
I don't know. We had it all riding on the Bills.
Oh, okay. Everything was in the Bills. Okay,
I haven't even heard him talk about the Sabres.
Okay, maybe you can pull for something else.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you got in your mind today, Jbird?
We were talking a lot about popcorn last week, and we got a lot of great emails of places that do serve that gourmet popcorn, Virginia. So we got a list to hit up. But I did post something on our KVJ Facebook page and Instagram. I posted up that Publix popcorn. The one, if you look at KVJ TV.
I did see that, yes.
I'm putting it up right now on KVJ TV. It is $2.49 at Publix. And then I got some comments from people. This is what they're saying. Susie from our KVJ chat family said, I know the secret. This delicious snack is Orville Redenbacher popcorn, the same one you buy on the shelf. Popped and bagged it for years. So are they just doing nothing to this popcorn and I'm being tricked by Orville?
Wow.
It doesn't taste like Orville to me. So I'm putting the call out to the Publix people. Can you let me know the secret to making your Publix? Is Susie, or to making your popcorn, is Susie right? Is it just Orville? I always love getting these Publix secrets because the people that leave Publix, they like to tell you what's up, how they get their cheese, how they do all the cool stuff.
We love the secrets.
I love all industry secrets of anything food. If you work at a fast food joint, let me know.
We'll take them all.
Give me the dirty secrets. I got some stuff from a Chili's and a Fridays I can't even go public with.
Wow. Big stuff.
Look at you.
Big stuff.
I might not be dead. I don't know.
On the case.
I'm on the case. Yeah, so let me know, Publix popcorn lovers.
Does your Cobra Kai outfit have to go back today at noon?
It's due at noon. If not,
That's why you're wearing it again.
If not, I turn into a cobra.
Did you ever take it off the whole weekend?
I wore it the entire week. I went down to that toy show.
Oh, yeah. You had to be a celebrity there.
If you're ever going to dress in a gi,
Yeah.
and not know karate, a toy show is where you want to go. They respect you.
Oh, the other guys in their 40s loved it.
I was
The other guys who can't kick anybody's
You were
ass.
King Dork.
I was king of dork. And then I dropped some money and I bought the vintage Ewok set. So I was a guy that came to play. They knew.
How much was that?
I would have to get into that.
So you need to be respected.
In that world, I was respected for about 35 minutes, Kevin.
Okay.
And I'm not going to lie, it felt fantastic.
And they're all like, oh, he's not married. Oh, that's how he can drop that much money. He doesn't have to ask permission.
Oh, look, he's in a gi and he's smiling. He's enjoying his Saturday. He is not married.
Yeah. What's on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I just wanted to tell you about some exciting stuff that I tried food-wise at the fair yesterday. I had never really ventured extensively into the food selections in Yesteryear Village, but if you're just on the midway looking for food, thinking that's all there is, I would tell you go to Yesteryear Village because they had handmade giant glazed donuts that were huge and fresh and so delicious. They also had the roasted corn, but I'm not really a girl that can handle a cob.
I love a roasted corn.
But a cob, walking down the midway, it's a lot.
I would rather have them kind of shuck the corn
They
off there.
do.
Yeah, they do.
They shuck it and they put it in a cup for you, Kevin, and then they add
Oh,
butter.
wow.
So you can have a butter cup of corn.
That was arguably my favorite thing last year that I had.
I love it. They also do, over there in Yesteryear Village, the hand-dipped corn dogs. They've got a barbecue tent over there. They've got so many little yummy treats. Pork rinds they're making fresh. Oh, I loved those.
Okay.
I got to do a major debate with Denny's. What would win in a fight if you had a fair corn dog, the long one, versus a long fried Wisconsin cheese? And
Corn dog.
He said corn dog, and I used the Wisconsin cheese because I thought that the hot grease could blind you.
The cheese falls apart too quick.
All right, well, it was a fun debate.
Okay.
Yeah. I also had the pork shish kebabs.
Yeah.
Oh, those are so good.
Okay. So you had a good fair weekend.
I'm
then.
juicing today.
Any sweets? Any funnel cakes?
I had the frozen cheesecake on a stick dipped in peanut butter sauce. That was good.
I can't imagine why people think we do a cooking show.
A lot of food talk around here.
So yummy.
Okay. What I got on my mind, I got to watch the first part of season 4 of Ozark. Just dropped on Netflix over the weekend.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. No, that was on. It is good.
It's good?
It is good. It is good. I
Okay.
liked it. I liked it.
You finished it.
It's solid. Yeah, I went through the whole thing, and then it's not all done. They still have the second half of season 4 they're going to be dropping, and it sounds like it'll come out sometime before the end of this year. So I don't know exactly when, but it is on there. If you do watch the show on Netflix, season 3, ended great, and they add in some new characters. I'll let you know there's a lot of people that are dying.
Was it 6 episodes they're doing?
I think it was 7.
Okay.
7 in round 1 that you got to get through. So it takes you about 7 hours. So it's very doable to get through the first part of season 4 if you dedicate a weekend to it. So plowed through it. My wife said it was A+. So she was into it, and I agree. I thought it was good.
I like how Suits does these new movie reviews for the old classics. I wouldn't mind seeing a video of the Queen giving TV show reviews.
Okay, yeah. She watches a lot of stuff.
Yeah, she should give her. I would watch
Okay,
that.
all right. All about reviews. I know one review, you were talking about the new Boba Fett, and you steered me away from that. I really like The Mandalorian that they came out with on Disney+.
I loved it.
Like
I
you,
loved
I
The
grew up a
Mandal-
huge Star Wars fan, but you said the Boba Fett is, don't even waste my time on it.
No,
huh?
I would not at all say that.
Okay.
What I said was Boba Fett is one of my all-time favorite characters, Virginia, and I gotta tread lightly because anytime I give a strong Star Wars opinion, Star Wars dorks, they come for me.
Okay.
I don't like what they've done to Boba Fett. I feel like they've wussified Boba
Okay.
Fett, who was known as a badass.
Yeah.
And then what this has done, it's made me really look at the character Boba Fett and realize Boba Fett really never was a badass. He always kind of sucked, if you really look at it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So you got a whole new perspective on your favorite Star Wars characters, and it ruined it.
This series has ruined one of my all-time favorite characters. Although there's side stuff going on that I do like, I don't like what they've done with Boba. You're
Okay.
gonna get some hateful emails.
I've read some reviews, a lot of people just on Twitter saying it was boring. So
It's
I'm gonna stay away
boring.
from it. Yeah.
It's boring parts, I should say.
I'm bored.
Yeah, you can tell Virginia's bored right now.
Honestly, I went on too long.
Yeah, you got him.
I would agree.
He kept going.
Football and Star Wars, you got to in and out, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, well, young 20-something Suits has been exploring some of these old cinematic classics to see, do they hold up for the next generation, or are they kind of old, lame? So we've been throwing different movies at him, and last week you acted out a scene from A Few Good Men, and so that is the movie that he decided to check out, a nice little drama.
And I sold this one hard to our sweet Suits over here. I told him it's one of my favorite. It's gritty. It's got great acting.
Oh, yeah.
I say they don't make movies like this anymore. The dialogue is great.
Well, one of the greatest actors from that generation, Jack Nicholson, is in it, and he's regarded as doing one of his greatest acting jobs.
And say whatever you want to say about crazy couch jumping Tom Cruise. He is awesome in that movie.
Yeah, he is. Absolutely. That's when we love Tom Cruise.
You're right. That's
Before we knew he was a nut job.
That's when
Yeah.
he wasn't freaking us out, man.
Yeah, that's right. So Suits checked out the movie, and what do you think, Suits?
Well, I'll tell you, like Bird said, there was a lot of hype going into this thing, so I was really prepared for what was supposed to be the greatest movie ever, and it lived up.
Okay.
Really?
I loved that movie. You're right. Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise, their roles were incredible, especially when he's on the stand, Jack Nicholson, at the end of the movie. I mean, that's one of the greatest scenes. I was so into that part of the movie. It was incredible, start to finish.
Any part of the courtroom of that movie, I will stop whatever I'm doing and go, oh, man, I just want to be a lawyer for just a day.
I had the same
Yeah.
feeling. It's like I just want to get into a courtroom after that.
I do. It makes you want to be a lawyer.
inspiring.
It is.
Then let's go to law school.
Yeah.
You don't look like a lawyer.
Hey, it's not too late for you, Suits. You're a baby. You can cash all these chips in this stupid radio
Yeah,
thing.
just jump off the radio ship and go find something new.
Yeah, dude. Law school, yes.
But I absolutely loved that movie. That was definitely, compared to last week, I mean, with 16 Candles, obviously they're not comparable movies, but this movie was incredible. I loved it. One of the best movies I've ever seen.
Wow. Okay.
I'm so happy to hear this.
It holds up.
I love that.
I'm just kind of curious from your perspective, looking at the movies that they're making today versus the movies that you've been watching. Where do you think they made the better movies? Today or in the 80s, 90s, and some of the other movies that we've had you watch?
I'd say it depends on a lot with the movie. Like for the drama stuff, I will say I think I like a little bit more of what they were doing in the 90s. Some of the comedy stuff, I can take or leave back then, but like you're right. You don't see movies like A Few Good Men that often.
I really agree with Suits' analysis here. I love this guy.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I ask is because I've been noticing some trends here when it comes to TV and music, that some of the older stuff is really hitting hard with the younger generation. They say that almost half the people watching Seinfeld on Netflix were either children or not even born yet when Seinfeld originally aired on network television. And so that tells me that they are falling in love with shows like that, and that would be a comedy from the 90s.
I've heard people discuss this and think about that time compared to now. You have so many avenues to get all of this content. There's content everywhere, constantly, and everyone's doing it. It's getting watered down a bit. People have to get it out so quick because there's so much competition, more than there's ever been in the history of content. So now you're just seeing people not taking the time as back in the day as they would take the time.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what it is, because there seems to be something going on, and it's not just with the TV like you're seeing there, Seinfeld doing so well with the younger generation. They say when it comes to music, old songs now represent 70% of the U.S. music market. So only 30% of the current music market is new music. When you're talking about streaming and everything that people are downloading on Apple Music, it's older stuff, and it's happening with younger generations. It really is kind of crazy. And they say the new music market is actually shrinking. The 200 most popular tracks now account for less than 5% of total streams.
Well, we've talked about it with people on the show from all ages. A lot of people feel that. It doesn't matter what age you are.
Yeah.
They're feeling like some of the soul and love is missing from some of the work.
I notice a different feeling. I love music, and I do. There's a lot of stuff from today that I still do like. So
Of course.
I'm very much into a lot of music today, but I jump around all the time listening to older stuff. And I did notice that even just yesterday. I've been listening to some really current pop stuff and a little bit of hip hop with my son. And then I was listening to some other classic songs, and there's just so many more nuances. They seem to take more risks and gambles. And to me, listening to new music, I can see why this happens. A lot of it really kind of sounds the same. There seemed to be a lot more diversity in pop and the music that you heard in the 80s and 90s, whereas today, they just don't want to take any chances because there's so much writing on it.
You nailed it. They found a formula and they stick to it, and that's why you're always hearing people. Of course, like you're saying, there's still good stuff made. We're not saying that,
right.
But it is not. It's not to the point where it's massive like it was back in the day, in my opinion.
When are you hearing a song that just sounds groundbreaking and revolutionary? You think of artists, I'm talking about your Queens and Journeys and things like that, Billy Joel's, and they would, from one song to the next, it would be radically different. And God bless her, I love Dua Lipa. I think she's fantastic, but there's not a lot of risk in a Dua Lipa song. She's like, let's get a great beat, let's have a good hook, and it's a surefire hit.
So there's a bigger conversation. You have to start asking questions. Who is the gatekeeper of making certain things mass appeal? Some of the stuff you're talking about is still being written. It's just not being played for a lot of people. There's not a lot of venues unless they're doing it on their own. So you have to ask the question, who is the gatekeeper of the ones shelving out the massive amounts of content? And then look at that.
A lot of times it's your big record labels, it's your big production houses, and I think what is really happening now is they're competing so vehemently with one another, they can't lose. You can't throw out a big movie, you can't throw out a big song or a big artist and have it flop. If it does, that could end you. because the competition is so tough. Because you got Amazon's making music and everybody's making music, everybody's making movies and shows and things like that, that the budgets are absolutely crazy on it. So they can't take risks anymore like they used to.
You want to come over later? Kind of table this conversation for an afternoon podcast. I'll get some beers for you. I can keep going with you, Ken.
So I apologize.
No, I love it.
I know.
I'm enjoying it.
As a deep dive.
Well, I always notice when Virginia gets eerily quiet.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, I love it.
You want to talk about housewives?
No.
Go back to music.
Y'all want to talk about Joe Millionaire?
Who?
It's back on Fox.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's really good.
Okay.
Is that the one where the two? It's you have the what? I can't forget what's one.
Are you going to snore?
Damn it! I almost had her, Kev.
So close.
I wanted to tell you, but I also knew when I was stepping
Oh
in.
gosh, I needed that snore.
Yeah, just real quickly to the point about the prices. Did you notice that Netflix raised your prices again?
Yeah.
Are you into that? Virginia, you ever going to give up Netflix?
I mean, I don't want to give it up. I like it. I'm waiting for season 4 of You.
Oh, okay.
And I'm waiting
Yeah.
for Outer Banks. I can't
Okay.
give it up. They got me by the short and curlies.
I was gonna cancel a bunch of stuff this weekend. I sat down and I just tried to get into the whole thing, and it was not fun or organized. I'm like, yeah, I'll wait for.
That wasn't you, though.
I'll wait for Monday, maybe Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, they got Netflix now. Their standard tier, $15.50, and that's right up there with the HBO Max, a Disney bundle, which you get ESPN Plus and the Hulu. That's $14. They say the reason is that Netflix, to what I was just saying a second ago, feels the competition. Remember when it was groundbreaking? They were going to spend $100 billion on original programming.
Yeah.
They've now upped that to $230 billion for 2022. Wow. So if you're wondering why they're jacking the prices, they're trying to keep up with Disney and HBO Max and everybody else, and so they're jacking their prices.
It ain't the days where you used to drop off the Netflix video at Publix.
At least they're showing you, though. Okay,
Yeah.
it's going to cost you more, but here's why. We're reinvesting in quality programming. I mean, you kind of get what you pay for.
We're making the squid and shrimp games.
Ooh, Squid Game's coming back, too. I can't let Netflix go.
Wait till the shrimp games come out.
Shrimp Game.
Big stuff. Well, there is so much great stuff going on with the NFL playoffs from over the weekend that maybe you forgot that LeBron James was coming back to South Florida. The Miami Heat are going to be hosting their former great with the LA Lakers, and they're kind of struggling this year, actually. The LA Lakers had some injuries and whatnot, but just whenever LeBron comes back to town, the prices can be a little bit crazy. My son really wanted to go to the game, so I'm like, okay, let's just see how much are tickets. Tickets for last night's Heat versus Lakers game were going for an average of $481 on average.
Wow.
Nah. I'll see the highlights on YouTube.
That was just crazy.
What if you got, like, really crappy seats?
Really crappy seats? Well, that's the average, 481.
So you could get a ticket probably for $200.
I don't know that they were going that low. The lowest I saw was about four to 500 range.
Really?
Yeah, so Virginia's wrong.
Well, if the average is 400, how's that also the low?
Yeah, that was just what I saw. We looked, and the ones that were left were right around that price range. Yeah, so maybe some people bought the really cheap ones early.
Gotcha.
But we were checking, I don't know, probably midweek. When I saw it, I was like, oh, let's go check it out. And I was like, yeah, everything.
That would have been fun to do the Bright Line and go down there and spend
Sure.
the day and
Yeah.
then go to the game.
That
The
would be
Bright
fun.
Line lets off like 2 blocks from there.
It'd be fun until they ask you, okay, can I have your debit card, please? Like,
Yeah, they say last night's average ticket price was 459% more expensive than their average ticket of $86. That's what it normally is on average.
for that kind of money, I better see somebody sing a song or something, too.
Yeah, it's crazy. The most expensive tickets was in the flagship South Row 8, $2,530 a ticket for last night's game, and they sold 4 of those for $10,120.
Now, is that super, super close to the point you could see LeBron's pupils?
It's row 8. I don't know, where that is exactly in the arena.
Yeah, I would have been like, sorry, kid, we don't love you that much.
Yeah.
For that kind of money, I want to feel sweat from the players.
It was just crazy. A big night for the Heat, though, last night. They kind of schooled LeBron for most of the game, though he did bring the Lakers back. Heat won 113-107. And LeBron had 33 points last night. But the really cool thing, Jimmy Butler, the current Miami Heat star, he had his 10th triple-double, and the person whose record he beat was LeBron James. So he got to be like, in your face, I just broke your record, dog.
Did they have a moment?
I don't know if they really had a moment. LeBron was pretty cool, and he was, high-fiving and hugging a lot of the Heat players that he used to play with.
Is LeBron still considered the best in the league?
He's still pretty good. He's up there, but he's still doing well.
I feel sports Kev's kind of coming out today.
It was just a big sports day yesterday. Sorry.
Don't let management hear it.
Yeah.
Very
sorry.
hard show.
I didn't even intro the NFL talk earlier. That wasn't me.
No, I know.
That was Virginia brought that up.
That was me. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm living it.
That was also
Yeah.
more about mental health.
Okay. It was more mental health.
It was just me asking everybody who sees Panda today, be gentle.
That was a mental health segment.
You never know what somebody's going through.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was kind of interesting because you look at big ticket prices like that, and we've done that before for certain games where we've dropped a good chunk of money. And I got to tell you, some of my best memories have been from those games that we went to as a family. And it wasn't cheap, but I don't have any regrets about spending that money in that moment. But they do say that 88% of Americans have bought stuff that they thought would bring them happiness, but it didn't. 88%. And they say 43% of Americans have even gone into debt searching for this kind of happiness. They're chasing it, thinking that something they buy all of a sudden is going to make them super happy, and it just doesn't.
I've bought gifts for other people thinking, oh, wow, they're going to really appreciate this.
Panda Christmas.
Oh, no, I blew it. No, there's other gifts that I've bought going, I nailed it. And
Yeah.
I give the gift, and then the person's like, oh, great, thanks. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know how much that cost me?
The worst is when you spend a good amount of money on one of those experiences you're talking about and
Yeah.
it falls flat. I
Yes.
did that with
Yeah.
the snack pack one time. We were going on this big camping thing and I spent all this money and it was ways away. So I had to go on the pictures online and the pictures online did not match up in reality. It was a lot of money. It was such a crap fest. It was not worth it. We ended up getting into a fight. It was terrible. It was the
Yeah.
worst weekend ever.
You know, one of the biggest gambles that I think you have, and I hate to knock it, I know Suits loves it, but cruises. It just, there are always all these stories, especially now coming out with cruises. There's a story today that there was some kind of like fuel squabble that was going on in some low-budget cruise ship I don't even know about, but a judge had ordered that they confiscate the cruise ship when it comes to Lauderdale. And so
Damn.
they said, screw that. So they went to the Bahamas instead and told everybody to get off the boat because they're like, we're not taking this to the United States. They're going to confiscate the boat.
They're
So
trying
then-
to repo a boat?
Well,
so then
they
so then-
issued an arrest warrant for the ship.
Damn.
yeah. So then everybody that thought that they're going to be docking in, Fort Lauderdale or Miami, they're in the Bahamas, and then they had to take a shuttle ship.
That's only mildly inconvenient.
Right, 2-hour trip over to Fort Lauderdale. I'm like, what a pain in
What
the
cruise
behind.
line is
It was
this?
actually a very expensive luxury line, Crystal Cruise Lines. But what happened was their parent company, Genting Hong Kong, which owns multiple different travel-related stuff, including 3 cruise lines, 2 of which are based in Asia. They were trying to get a deferment on a debt, and they couldn't. So they lost. They had no more money. They ran out of cash. So they couldn't pay any of their bills, and these ships were already out sailing. So the goal was to shut down when they returned. But then the company that provided the fuel went to a judge and said, we're owed over $2 million. So the judge, to secure payment, arrested the ship. So it had to stop at the very next port and disembark the passengers. They couldn't even keep going after Bimini. So they had to put them on that ferry that goes to Fort Lauderdale.
Oh,
And send them
yeah.
back.
It's very impressive to hear Suits do his
yeah.
craft. With all
He knows his stuff.
I've been following this for about a week and a half
He
now.
read off
Yeah.
so many details about that story.
Everybody's brilliant at something.
Right? Really?
This is your thing.
This is my specialty right here.
Are you sure you don't want to go be a lawyer for a cruise ship?
Still that law school. I don't know if I'm doing all
I
that.
don't think lawyer for. I think he just he knows about the industry so well.
I feel like you could run like Carnival or
Yeah.
one of those big cruise ship
It's my backup
lines.
plan.
Okay, plan B. Okay.
Travel agent.
Okay.
But am I wrong? It seems like there have been a lot of stories, and a lot of it could be COVID related, but there's just one kind of story of misery after another coming out of the cruise.
It's a lot of COVID-related stuff right now. The thing is they jump on them really quick because the positivity rates on board are actually a lot lower than what you even see on land right now because they do so much testing. It's the reason why they're picking up so many cases.
Okay.
But
Right. The more you test, the more you know.
Exactly. And they're picking up like 30, 40 cases on board, but these ships have like 5,000 people on them when they return. So they write the story of COVID outbreak, 30 people on the ship, and then one island said you can't come in here because there's positive COVID cases. They send them away, and then it gets published in the media nonstop. And that's happening to a lot of cruise ships. Some have suspended just because of the Omicron spike. So it really looks a lot worse than it is. It hasn't even affected, to my shock, the stock market price. I mean, I haven't lost anything on any of it. So they seem to be weathering it okay with the exception
Look
of this
at
one
you,
company.
you little wolf of Wall
Oh,
Street.
yeah, he's on it. He's on it.
Every time I see a news story, I run straight to the stocks.
Whoa, give us that how. Oh, give us that how.
Yeah, but there was that one story just a couple weeks ago of a cruise ship that had come into Fort Lauderdale, and they were just interviewing the one person. The guy, I think it tested positive, and then he had to stay in his cabin.
Yeah, that does suck. If you test positive, they lock you in the cabin.
And he was like, I just spent like $5,000, and all I did was see the inside of a small cabin for 4 days.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
hope
terrible.
you got a nice stateroom.
Yeah, I hope you can get an inside cabin.
If they feed me delicious food, I can make it work. I'm not happy, but I
They
can make
need
it
to
work.
feed you.
Yeah.
Like they would have
They
to
do,
come and
yes.
bring you food. But if you don't have a balcony,
That
Yeah.
sucks. That would be
Right.
really rough. But
Yeah.
I mean, that does happen to people if you test positive. It's the risk you take when you go on these ships right
It
now.
would suck so bad.
are you allowed to go on the balcony if you got the COVID?
Yes, you are. You're allowed on your balcony, I think.
Okay.
But you can't leave the actual cabin. So if you've got a window or nothing, you're stuck in there if you test positive.
Jeez, yeah. So we asked the question after seeing those stats about things that you would purchase that you thought would make you happy, and did it or not? It's kind of interesting because it kind of breaks down towards categories. People spending money on pets and animals always seem to love the money that they spent. They didn't regret it. Food did very well.
I don't regret food, and I don't regret any money I spent on Chewy. You nailed it with those two.
Food and alcohol.
And alcohol was in there as well. Yes, like Dawn said, my wine. Yes, now I'm happier. Just get me that.
Yeah, because all of those things gave me such enjoyment. I don't ever feel bad about going all in on something I thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah. We had comments. Fernando got an 85-inch TV. He said he's happy about that.
Wow,
Yes.
that's a big one.
It's
That
good.
is. They're getting ridiculously big, but people seem to love those purchases. Amy loved her laser hair removal, thought that was a good purchase. Joanna liked her adult toys, so she thought that was a good purchase.
Get it, girl.
Yeah. Rita, somebody that loved the Peloton. She said it changed my life, worth every dang penny. But Tina got an exercise bike and said no. She didn't say Peloton, though, so maybe if you're going to spend the money, go Peloton or nothing.
I bought a treadmill, and I did what everyone says. I used it for X amount of days, and then I ended up giving it to my sister.
Okay.
And I spent a good amount of money
That
on it.
happens with a lot of expensive exercise equipment. Nathaniel said a fish tank. He said, yeah, at first it kind of did, but not as much as I thought it would. I didn't feel like it brought me as much joy as what I paid.
Well, the fish tank, you got to keep it up, and it's kind of expensive. You want to keep adding things to it. You really got to go all in on the fish tank and be involved with it. If you're doing one of them nice ones,
Yeah.
you got to love it.
Yeah, you got to love it. It's a good bit of work. Christy said fancy car. Nope, not worth the money.
Amen. Fancy cars, yeah. All my friends got fancy cars. A lot of them can't even afford it.
I like a fancy car.
I know you do. I would hate a fancy car. I spill things.
And then Joey had said a Jeep. I got it thinking I was going to love it. Then I realized Jeep stands for just empty every pocket because it's always breaking. It's a trail rig.
For me, too, like a Jeep, even the nice Jeep, but a Jeep, it's so loud and it's so boxy and you feel every bump. I don't get the Jeep.
I'm going back to a truck eventually.
Are you?
Yep.
Okay. And Diane said robot vacuum. It never works, and it's a pain in the behind to clean.
Thank you, because I'm about to go all in on Roombas. Now, I've been told I'm a man who would do well with the Roomba. Do they work, or am I wasting my money? I have hard floors.
There was a one negative comment, but 3 other people had said they got theirs and they loved it. So
Yeah.
there seems to be a way to do it or a certain one to get that's good.
I love mine. The only thing is, if you have like a thick carpet, like I have a couple of thick carpets, you have to roll them up so that when the Roomba hits it, it thinks it's a wall and it turns. Because if you leave them flat, it'll get stuck on it.
I can definitely see me getting things stuck in my Roomba. That sounds kind of dirty.
And if you have pets, don't let them poo because then the Roomba pulls the poo
that's
all
terrible.
around the house. And then you have just skid marks all over your house.
Well, clean up your poop.
No, sometimes dogs poo and they're not supposed to poo in the house.
True.
Couple of texts. Somebody said, I spent all my money thinking that I'd be a great lawyer and I'd love it. Went to law school and can't stand it. Tell Suits, run. Don't go to law school.
Yeah, I spent so much money on business school because I was playing baseball there. Because I was going to play third base for the Braves, Virginia.
Of course.
Even
So you
though-
need to know about business.
Well, even though I couldn't get an at bat in college, I was still going to make the pros. So it was a really good move when Northwood University said, "Oh, we have a $11 scholarship for you." Yeah, sure, I'm in.
You live in reality.
Oh my gosh, so much money.
I got a comment. You want to drop it? You can do it to the KVJ Show Facebook page. Go there and subscribe right now.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, I am just fascinated by the details of Kelly Clarkson's divorce. Now, she married this guy named Brandon Blackstock, and he was her agent. So he handled a lot of her business dealings, managed the money, all that kind of stuff. That's how he met Kelly. And then they fell in love and got married, and they were together for just about 7 years. But it sounds like even when he was managing her, he's been accused of fraudulently managing her and taking way more than he was supposed to take. And it's just kind of interesting now to see how this whole divorce is playing out, because at the end of last year, the judge gave all the property to Kelly and said that, nope, this was hers. She paid for it. You got to get out. But then another judge came back and said, well, this is all he's got. We can't kick him off this property. So he allowed Brandon to live there until they figured it out. Now they've figured it out, and she has to pay him 5% of the property's value, which comes out to be $908,000. So she's got to pay him that. And then she pays him about $200,000 a month in spousal and child support.
Wow.
So
Okay.
this snaky guy certainly came out of this smelling like a rose. And to think that the whole time he was managing her, he was probably being shady then, too.
Okay.
Shady dude.
Yeah. Oh, boy. He's going to be a cowboy in Wyoming now.
He is. He's going to stay in Montana and be a rancher now. He's not going to be an entertainment manager anymore.
Okay.
He wants to be a rancher.
I know a thing or two about ranching in Montana because I've been watching Yellowstone on Peacock.
I know a few things about ranch the dressing.
Okay.
So we all got our thing.
Arnold Schwarzenegger got into a crazy bad car accident in Los Angeles on Friday. He had one of those Yukon, those GMC Yukons.
Okay.
I rented one of those one time, and that is a big beast of an SUV. He got into an accident after he turned left on a red arrow, and his Yukon ended up on top of two other cars. He was on top of a Prius and a Porsche. And the woman in the Prius was bleeding heavily from her head.
It sounds like a movie.
Oh, it does sound like a movie.
Right, and spring into action, start saving people.
Those big cars, if it's yellow turning red, it's a big old turn to get the ass into that car around.
There's no word on the lady's condition, but they say Arnold appeared to be unhurt. Well, yeah, because he was driving a tank. Those Yukons are a beast. And finally here, sad news for Regina King, the actress. Her son, who was only 26, took his own life. Oh, such sad stuff.
Yeah.
So prayers for her and her family. It's so young. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Got a few celebrity birthdays today. Misha Barton. She did the OC, right? Back
She
in the day?
did, right?
She did, and she also, I want to say, she came back for The Hills.
Okay.
The revamping one of The Hills.
Okay.
Why do I know that? Because I watched The Hills.
All right. Look at you. She's 36 today. Ed Helms from The Hangover is 48, and Neil Diamond turns 81 years old today.
Turn on your heart light.
There you go. So happy birthday to old Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline. Also, a birthday shout out for Peyton. She is 13 today. She is the most amazing big sister to her siblings, all 6 of them.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
Good
That's
for you,
from-
Peyton.
Yeah, that is from Mommy, Daddy, Paisley, Presley, and Penelope. Also, Emily. Happy 30th birthday from your sister Katie in Port St. Lucie. Got a birthday you want to get on the KVJ Show? Just let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com. MAIL at kvjshow.com. Here we go. Time to think fast here on the KVJ Show.
Somebody's being all dramatic and they want you to notice that they have on their gi.
Oh, the Cobra Kai gi that is due back at the costume shop at noon today.
She's a rental.
If
Yeah.
I don't bring it back by noon, I legit turn into a cobra.
Yeah. That's how it works. Huh?
Or could you just buy it?
I asked him.
He wouldn't sell it
He
to
would
you?
not sell it to me. I go, dude, I'll pay top dollar for it. He gave me this whole story.
You don't have enough money, kid.
That's just how cherry that thing is.
That's how sweet and
Yeah.
mint.
Or it's how broke he thinks you are. I mean, maybe roll in there and show him a couple bills.
No, trust me. I rolled in there with this ponytail popping.
Yeah.
He thought I was a power player.
Okay, yeah. You knew it. You knew it. Yeah. All right, well, we're going to see if our crew is awake here today with a round of Think Fast. Virginia, Jbird, Danny's all competing here today. Got some different topics. First person through with a sensible answer gets the point. First one up here in Think Fast. It's a piece of football equipment that starts with the letter H.
Helmet.
Head guard.
Oh, Virginia. It's like that beating the dudes on football.
Quick.
all right.
These aren't dudes.
It's still early, Denny's.
It is.
I got more tests in my left arm.
Come on, Denny's. No mercy.
Yes.
Okay, next up. Something people find gross that starts with the letter S.
Snot.
It's not. Oh.
Okay, Dennis was
Snot.
yes.
You know
There
my motto.
you go.
A loss for the witches, a win for the bird.
Yes.
Okay. Jbird yet to get on the board here.
Yeah, wax on, wax off, douche.
That's okay. My student is nailing it.
All right, next up, think fast. Something you bring to a party that starts with the letter B.
Beer.
On the board. Okay, all tied up at one apiece.
Beer is the best thing.
Oh, always bring it.
Okay, next up, think fast. It's a feature found in a car that starts with the letter R.
Rearview mirror.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Took me like 10 minutes to say it. I'm so sorry.
Or radio. Yeah, nobody's thinking radio in this room.
Damn.
Damn, indeed.
We're too close to it.
We're in it, baby.
We're in it. We're on it.
Okay. Think fast. A feature you might want in a bathroom starting with the letter B.
Bidet. Oh, bird
Okay,
beating.
give it to Bird.
By the way, I am loving the bidet I got for Panda for Christmas.
Really?
Oh,
I love it.
Wait, are you using or are you loving the fact that his tuchus is so clean?
No, I personally, I haven't
Okay.
checked his bung area,
Okay, good.
but mine, I love it for me.
Good, okay.
You can't let her talk about it a day and not have your finger on the dump button
You're
ready
right.
to go.
Oh, here we go.
She's gonna swear.
Sorry,
There we go.
sorry.
It's going to be risky.
I did good though, right?
Good. You
very good.
You passed finally.
Yeah, I didn't say bad words.
it was close.
Okay, think fast. A feature on a gun that starts with the letter S.
Safety.
Safe.
Oh.
You always got to check it. PSA.
Ties it all up at 2 each for everybody.
Dang.
Next point wins.
Dang!
I got two.
Yeah.
You got two?
I can take one away if you want.
Yes.
Okay.
I love it, Kevin.
What?
I love it, Kevin. I love it, Kevin.
Okay.
What? I don't think you heard Kevin.
Huh?
He said he's going to take your point away, and you said, I love it.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
All right, here we go. Final one. Think fast. Something you typically find outside your house that starts with the letter P.
People. There's always people on my lawn.
Postal worker.
Okay.
Plants.
I mean,
People?
I'll give it a bird.
People?
Yeah. I was thinking pool, but, plants works.
You kind of have to give it to him. Nobody else has a rental outfit.
Yeah, that's true.
Me and Denny's obviously didn't put the effort in that he did.
Yeah.
I'll take that win. Thank you, Kevin.
There you go. Good job there, bird.
people.
All right, who do you need to call out today and for what? You can let us know, 877-979-WRMF. Somebody doing something a little bit jerky they shouldn't be doing, or just something not right. This is a place for you to vent, 877-979-9763. Got a call out here for the NFL. Somebody upset that they haven't changed the dang overtime rules yet, and they gave the Bills no chance to score, which we all know they would have. So Bills fans are venting today. They're very upset with how that went out last night.
I agree with them.
Yes. Just doesn't seem right.
A coin flip, really?
Kind of silly. But, in the same right, though, what a great weekend of football.
Yeah,
It really
it was an intense game.
Yeah, the best weekend of football I think I've ever seen.
Whoa, that bold statement
Wow.
from Mr.
Yeah, in the
Yellowstone.
NFL. In the NFL.
Wow.
I would argue it. Yeah, I think you could say that. The games, all of them, were really exciting.
Now someone's going to call out Kevin. It's not the best weekend ever.
Please do. Yeah, let me know which one was better.
Yeah, you're not calling out Kevin today. We'll fight you.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, I'm ready to fight.
Only till noon, though, because the outfit goes back
Yeah,
at
that's
noon.
right.
He can whip some ass up until 11:59.
I turn into a cobra if I'm late.
Got another call out here. Somebody calling out their daughter's high school athletic director. When my daughter and her friend were waiting to go see the basketball team warm up, they were refused entry to the gym because they were both wearing Crocs. But my daughter pointed out, well, hey, there's other students inside the gym that's wearing Crocs. And the excuse was, well, they were already here before.
They were grandfathered in, an hour before?
What? Since when are Crocs not allowed in gyms? She even threatened to suspend them from the rest of their soccer season if they attempted to enter the gym. Sometimes I just feel like grown-ups are rude to teenagers for no reason.
They are.
That is true. Grown-ups are rude to teenagers for no reason, especially if they are around them a lot and annoyed by them.
Some are. Not all, obviously.
Not all,
But
not all,
But there's definitely a type of attitude that even if they're wrong and their idea or what they're saying doesn't make any sense,
I'm going to be a dictator.
they're using their power because they're above you. So, yeah, no, you can't come in because you got Crocs on. Meanwhile, people are dunking with Crocs on.
Right. You're like, it just doesn't seem right.
That being said, though, Crocs aren't cute.
I love me some Crocs. I wore Crocs so hard that it exploded when I was running across the street at City Place.
You blew out some Crocs?
The Croc blew up. I ran and it just blew up in front
Gone.
of a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That firecracker shoe I bought on Amazon worked great.
You would have thought there was a firecracker in there.
Kapow. Huh?
I wore the hell out of those
For
Crocs.
fun, I like to put firecrackers in his shoes.
I will crock you.
Somebody else wants to call out the guy who decided to leave his car at the pump after filling it up to casually get his coffee and donut for the morning, while there is a line of cars waiting for an open pump.
Oh, you can't do that. If there's a line of cars, you got to get your gas and then you got to go park in a spot.
If you're busy or if the gas station's busy, you have to look like you're kind of being frantic even though you're not. You have to look like you're busy
You
too.
got to put on a show.
You got to. If not, people are gonna try to kill you.
Okay. Another call out here that somebody texted in said, yeah, I want to call out all the cars that were drafting behind a speeding fire truck with its lights and sirens on. The truck is giving you a signal to move out of their way and get to the side so they can get through. It's not trying to say, hey, come follow me through these red lights, because that's what cars are doing.
Yeah, you're supposed to stay like 300 or 200 or some 100 feet back.
That sounds legit. Okay, I'm gonna go with that.
It
Thanks,
says
Virginia.
it says it on the back of the fire truck.
It says it just like that. Stay 300, 200, 100, something like that. That's a long slogan.
It's a little less ambiguous, but it does say on there you're not supposed to be on the tail.
Elaine in the chat room is doing a call out. I want to call out the person who took their dog to the Sawgrass Mills Mall and didn't clean up after it when it took a crap inside.
It really is annoying.
That's gross.
You think you're better than everybody.
Yeah.
That's what that says to me. You think you're better than everybody, so I'm not going to clean up my dog's
Well,
crap.
if you know your dog has a loose back end, put that thing in a diaper. Why you got to have your dog pooing all over the mall and you think it's cool?
And then you continue to shop as if nothing happened? How dare you?
You're an animal.
Yeah.
You're more of an animal than your dog.
Then the dog.
You are.
Yeah.
Because you know better. He doesn't.
You're right. She does know better.
Yeah.
Here's a call out for a bunch of filthy animals. Says in the text, I'd like to call out my messy family. No one cleans up after themselves. Is it normal to sweep 4 times a day, clean counters and tables 3 to 4 times a day because nobody else is picking up after themselves? I'm losing my mind.
Girl, preach.
And I hope they can get their ish together because I am over being their maid. Stop being pigs.
Well, if you do your own cleaning, and look, cleaning some of that crap takes a while, and then all of a sudden, after you just got done cleaning the kitchen, there's a Kool-Aid stain on the counter.
Kids don't care. They're heartless.
They really don't. It's amazing. My son just, it's crazy.
They don't even notice.
They don't
I go in there
care.
to wake him up, and he's got 3 empty bottles of chocolate milk in the bed with him. I'm just like, and it's so gross.
One of them's expired a week.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, dog, what are you doing, man? How do you do that? It's crazy. He's got wrappers and everything all in the bed. I'm like, this is where you sleep. It's not a trash can.
Does he leave it there, or does he?
He just leaves it there.
Okay.
He'll just finish and just roll over and throw it right beside him. You know me. I'm such a neat freak. I can't even fathom it. It just breaks my brain. It
Kevin
freaks me
starts
out.
trembling when
Oh,
he
I do.
sees it.
Oh, it freaks me out. It really does.
It probably really does tweak you out.
Yeah, it does. No, it really does. It just, I'm trying to like not, but yeah, yeah, that's kind of the way I roll.
You're giving Dad a seizure. Please clean up.
Yes, please. Somebody calling out Virginia for making fun of Crocs. These are Croc fans.
Thank
like to
you.
be taunted.
I stand by my statement.
Finally, somebody said it.
Come chase me and see.
Just don't run too hard. You will blow it up.
You can't chase me in Crocs.
You have to do a light jog at the most. That's all you can do.
Yep.
And you have to be very deliberate in your steppage because you will fall right out the Croc.
I walk hard. You can hear me a mile away.
You're just hard.
Whoa.
Well, I didn't mean it like
Well,
that.
you can tell he's got that gi on.
You touch stuff hard too. It ain't just your feet.
I know. I'm a bull.
Somebody calling out workers' comp. They're absolutely the worst to deal with, they said. They don't care about your health or care. They just want to shut the case as quick as they can and send you on their way.
Kind of sounds like the IRS.
Yep.
I'm on a list. At this point,
Me too.
the IRS, I'm never getting that money back.
Okay, so there you go. That's just a few of the column outs that are coming in right now. I know some people might be calling out the weather today. It is the chilliest day we've had of the season.
Bone chilling. My bones hurt today.
They had a bit of a frost warning out, I saw.
This is not the best weather for a slicked back ponytail. Very cold this morning.
Okay, very cold, yeah.
Yeah.
Where's your earmuffs? You come in here with them hats that look like you just walked out the tundra?
You usually wear that hat in August. Today would have been the day to wear that hat.
I like to confuse people.
Why
Yeah.
are you doing it all wrong?
This is how I roll, dog.
You're nonsensical. It was 41 degrees
Right.
in my house, like when I walked outside.
He wears his warmest clothes in August.
Yeah, this gi is paper thin. It was really, really cold
That
this
is
morning.
his coolest stuff he wears on the coldest day.
And he's got on flip-flops.
Yeah.
You're right.
You are a piece of work.
Interesting dude to figure out, huh? Yeah. Well, we got a fun thing coming up here in just a couple of minutes. We'll figure out which of these interesting things did or did not happen to Jbird in the last week.
It's funny, Virginia, if you wear a gi out in public, weird things happen to you.
I have no doubt. And you already, in normal clothes, have weirdos attracted to you.
This is a light to the weird right here.
Middle-aged weird man. Oh, he's drawn to you.
EJ's from Jensen Beach wanted to get a quick shout out here today and a call him out. Who you calling out today, EJ?
I'm calling out the Martin County School District.
Oh, no. What did they do?
Well, the transportation department, anyway, their school buses stop 3 times within a half a mile on US 1. It can't be safe, and I can see how drivers are very tempted to speed right past them, but there has to be a better way. So do better, Martin County School District. Please.
Okay, so you say just the buses are stopping too frequently?
Too frequently, and on US 1. I mean, 7:30 every morning during the week. It's super dangerous. So there's just got to be a better way. Pull up on a side street. Pull up in a neighborhood.
I wondered that too because I was on kind of a back street and I got behind a bus. This was in the afternoon about a week ago, and it is a road that has all these apartment complexes, and it's one apartment complex after another, and they stopped. There's 5 apartment complexes on this road, and so I was like, oh God, it took me like 25 minutes behind this bus to get down about a half-mile stretch of road, kind of like what she's talking about. I'm like, these kids today, I remember when I was a kid, we used to have to walk a good ways to get to our bus. And I understand maybe you don't want the kids walking, you're worried about security and safety, but you're right. There was a long line of cars because it was a road. Obviously, you can't pass the bus. You got to stay behind it. And you were just drawn into it, and it was real close to rush hour.
Yeah, not only that, you'd have to walk a long way, and you always had to dodge people trying to give you candy bars or weirdos. You see that they don't do that anymore. It's all online now, Virginia. But back in the day, people, hey, kid, you want a Hershey bar? Yeah.
I'm sure they're still out there with Hershey.
You're right.
Yeah. I wonder if that is an accurate stat. Do school buses stop more frequently now than they used to? I would imagine yes, because I know in my era, I had some crazy long walks. I think I walked like 30 minutes to the bus stop.
Yeah, what it does is it gives you an attitude towards the kids, because you're like, these damn kids are stopping every 2 minutes. Oh, these kids, I tell you.
Well, because there's, apartment complexes aren't very far apart from one another. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes. So it couldn't even get up to like 10 miles an hour before it stopped again. I'm like, you're going to be kidding me.
Yeah.
This is 30 yards away from the last apartment complex. And it goes another 30 feet, stops again. I'm like, can't we just like consolidate here? One bus stop, all these kids?
That's what call them out's for.
Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Just like to bitch, I guess. All right, so Jbird cultivating an interesting look here today. We're talking about his gi. He's got the ponytail that is going on. Along with it, in fact, you were talking about adding some accoutrements to this. The ponytail is popping, but you're thinking about getting an earring as well?
I mean...
Well, Terry Silver, the look that I'm...
Oh, he's got an earring?
Yeah, I'm only doing this for Terry Silver stuff. I know people going, why are you doing... It's because of Terry Silver.
And then are people
Kai.
saying, who's Terry Silver?
Well, no. Some people are, but if you love Karate
I promise you, most people are saying, who's Terry Silver?
Some people are.
Some people
I wouldn't say most people. I would say some people. Cobra Kai is a big franchise, dog.
7 out of 10 people go, who?
Suits, can you do a poll and just ask KVJ TV, aside from hearing it on this show, did you know who Terry Silver is?
I like this. I like
yes
this,
or no?
Witchy. You're challenging me.
I'm just curious.
That. I'm going to use that.
Let's sweep the leg.
Yes.
Well, his character's got a gold stud.
Okay.
Right there. My question is, how painful is it? Is it can we do it on the show? Is it a quick process? Do you know somebody?
If we do it, I'm sure it'll be very painful.
Yeah, it will
if we
be.
bring in an expert that has one of those guns, there's like an ear-piercing gun, and they make a little mark on your ear, and they line it up perfect, and they have like all the, alcohol, disinfectant.
Yeah.
It's all like medical grade ear rings.
I figure you would know somebody. We get someone to do it right quick.
Oh yeah, I can get you pierced up real nice.
Boom, and then we are full on Terry Silver.
Remember Mags? Mags wanted to get her belly button pierced a couple months ago when she was, I guess, trying to be a full-on hooker.
Girl, I've got my belly button pierced before.
We know a piercer.
Okay, good.
We know a really good piercer because they reached out to me.
Because when I got my piercing on my belly button done, and not only did we not talk about it on the show, it got infected. So it was just a waste of a bit.
It's probably on you.
It was
right.
expensive.
I don't doubt you did it wrong.
No, I went to a place.
I know, but if you don't clean it right, it gets infected.
I think Michael Jackson died during that week, so we didn't cover it.
So you're blaming your belly button infection on Michael Jackson?
I'm blaming the lack of coverage.
What does Michael Jackson have to do with you not cleaning your wound?
No, I'm blaming. I said we didn't talk. I did it for the show, and then we didn't talk about it. I'm blaming that on the coverage of Michael Jackson's death. You don't ever understand anything, and I feel bad for Panda.
Okay, so far, 69% of the people in the KVJ TV chat room does not know who Terry Silver is. So you would confuse a good 7 out of 10 people easily.
It's still early, Kev. I'm having fun though.
Yeah.
You know what it's about?
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Who are you doing all this for anyway?
Yeah, we're having fun here.
I mean, come on, let's have a good time. All right, so let's take a little sneak peek into the interesting life of one Jason Jbird Pennington here. Tell me, which of these things did not actually happen to Jbird last week? Okay.
Kev, I would say this all kind of went down on the weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is all weekend stuff.
This is just on the weekend?
Yes.
Okay, so in just 48 hours.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We got 5 different things here, Virginia.
Okay.
Okay. Could it be number 1? He was wearing his gi and was warned from a man in Walmart that posing as a fake karate person will get your ass kicked.
Yeah, I believe that.
Okay.
Totally.
That sounds like it, yeah.
I'm just sad that the subsequent ass kicking didn't take place.
Right.
If I would have seen you in one of those Walmart fight videos, that would have been brilliant.
It's weird that when you wear a Cobra Kai gi into Walmart, people do come up and want to talk a lot.
Well, you might as well wear a sign that says, "Please talk to me. I'm weird too."
Yes.
I know, selfies going on.
People took selfies with
Yes,
you. Did they think you were some sort of exhibition?
I was telling them my name was Terry.
Oh my gosh.
He's really into this, Virginia.
He may have lost his mind. He's going through something.
I know, and it's perfect.
This is that midlife crisis we've talked about.
It's not a midlife crisis. This is just the way.
Okay. Another thing, did this happen to Jbird over the weekend? An unexpected KVJ Nationer knocked on his door at 9:30 p.m. Friday night to drop off a box of trail mix. That
sounds very accurate.
We know it seems to happen about every weekend, so why not?
Okay.
Okay. Did Jbird sell an original piece of music to somebody for $200 so they could use it on a project they're working on? Okay.
I believe that one too.
Yeah, that could be. Did he get caught and called out for taking a picture of a guy who Jbird thought was George Clooney? And
okay.
Did Jbird get pulled over by a flat-top cop for a traffic violation while wearing his Cobra Kai gi?
Again, I mean, have you watched him drive?
Yeah.
I think he should be pulled over more.
You got a lot of nerve, lady, because you are not very good at driving.
Whatever.
All very possible here.
It's a tough round this week.
So, Virginia, what do you think didn't actually happen to Jbird?
I'm going to guess the neighbor with the granola or the person knocking on his door again. That just happened.
Okay. So you think he's just throwing that in there because it did happen, but not this weekend?
Yeah, I'm going to say that one.
Okay.
A box. We're talking,
A case.
a case, yes.
Oddly enough, the one I'm going to go with is him getting called out for taking a picture of a guy who he thought was George Clooney. I don't know why. That's speaking to me. And I'm not
Okay.
sure. It's just jumping out. And I don't know why. That's the one I think. So what actually didn't happen to Jbird over the weekend? We'll let you know coming up. Okay, so which one of these things did not actually happen to Jbird over the weekend? A lot of things going on with his Cobra Kai gi that he's wearing this morning. One, was he wearing his gi and then got warned in a Walmart that posing as a fake karate person will get your ass kicked? Did that or did that not happen?
And how could they tell just by looking at you that you were fake?
We're going to have to hear the story if it's a real Virginia.
True. Another KVJ Nationer came to his door Friday night, 9:30, dropping off a box of trail mix. Did that really happen? Somebody bought an original piece of Jbird's music for $200 for a project they were working on. Jbird got caught and called out for taking a picture of a guy who he thought was George Clooney. And Jbird got pulled over by a flat-top cop for a traffic violation while wearing his Cobra Kai gi. Okay, of all these things in there, which one did not happen? I could see any of them. Virginia, you're going with the one with the knocking on the door with the trail mix.
Yeah, I'm going trail mix.
I was thinking of the George Clooney one, but after that, I'm either going with the traffic violation or the Walmart one. I could see the Walmart one happening, though. So I'm going to switch it to the getting pulled over.
Why is that, Kevin? 'Cause I'm a good driver. Thank you.
Just because, of course, he has a flat top and all that kind of stuff. Did
so
that all work
wacky.
together?
Yeah.
Did that all work together? Okay, so which one actually did not happen, Jbird?
The one that did not happen. Kevin knows me. The flat top cop did not happen.
Okay.
Yeah, very good.
Did not happen.
Flat top cop.
Very good.
Okay.
Kevin's good at that game.
I know my bird.
You do know
I know
your
my bird. I know my bird. I get him. So what about the guy in the Walmart?
Well, as I was saying, the Cobra Kai, it was generating a lot of heat. People
Okay.
taking selfies because some people do know who Cobra Kai is and they know
Oh, yeah.
Karate Kid.
Oh, yeah.
So a guy walked up and was asking me. He did not know about Terry Silver or Cobra Kai.
Okay.
So he was asking me if I do real karate.
Yeah.
And apparently he did. And after I told him, what it was, what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I work with a radio show and I love Terry Silver and I love Cobra Kai. He was so confused. Like, son, if you pose like you know karate, you don't know karate, you're going to get your ass kicked. I'm like, oh. And what's funny is other people on social media was saying that too.
Really?
Yeah. They go, you
What is this, like stolen valor?
This is like stolen valor.
Well, step up, y'all.
But I figured because it's the Cobra Kai logo, I'm goofy.
Right.
He's Hollywood karate.
It's like
Yes.
a Halloween costume.
But the guy at Walmart, he doesn't know Cobra Kai. He didn't know Karate Kid stuff, I guess. So.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of fun stuff at Walmart.
Oh yeah. You just got to get dressed up and go have some fun. I'll let it happen.
If you get dressed up at Walmart in a costume, you're gonna have some fun.
Okay.
If that's your kind of fun, it's my kind of fun.
You say that you also had another delivery at your
Yeah.
door Friday night.
Yeah.
Trail mix. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you talk to the person or was it just left?
I did not talk to the person.
Okay. You just saw them out the window.
I did. Yes,
Okay.
I saw them
That's
drop
what you
it
do.
off.
Who is it?
I didn't say who is it. I just
Okay.
I have a new spot where I can hide and look where no one can find. I can see everything go down now.
Are you getting in your own bushes?
No,
Kinda.
sort of from a certain point of view, but I
Yeah.
saw it all go down. It was fascinating.
Okay. All right. Congratulations on selling an original piece of music for $200. Do you know what the project was they were working on?
They're doing some kind of documentary. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
yeah.
a porn.
Okay. I don't care what it is. 200
Bow
bucks.
chicka bow wow.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay. And how did you get called out and where for thinking you saw George Clooney?
This dude looked just like George Clooney. I knew it wasn't George Clooney. He looked so much like him. And I was trying to do what Virginia does, where I take a picture from the back, kind of like the back of his head, but it was his profile pic. And it was at the toy thing I was at. So he saw me do that. He wouldn't mad or anything. He goes, "You taking my picture?" I go, "Dude, you look just like George Clooney." But then the picture I took was terrible. And I didn't want to ask him for another one.
Hey, look, it's blurry Clooney.
It was blurry Clooney.
All right.
It's even more. It's honestly just my elbow in a parking lot.
That's tough. That's tough. Well, I think a lot of people have got unbelievable stories, kind of like Jbird's, and we asked you on Facebook, what is your unbelievable story that nobody's like, yeah, right, dude, sure that happened? We got some interesting tales that the people were telling us there, and we also said, hey, if you want to keep it secret, you could also go on ahead and drop it on the WRMF app using our mic drop feature. So we've got some of your stories that you had that really happened that nobody believes coming up.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, cause you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
I just think it's so interesting how Kelly Clarkson got hooked up with the guy that she married. Now, everybody in country music worships Reba McEntire.
They do?
Yeah.
They do.
She's a legend.
Okay.
She's older, and they still they hold her up, man. They take care of their older artists better than the other genres.
Absolutely. So Kelly, Kelly did country, and she looked up to Reba, and so Reba is actually who introduced her to Brandon Blackstock, the guy that she married, that she now has all this drama with because he's trying to take all of her money that he doesn't deserve. And I think it should also be noted, somebody pointed this out to me. You know, Reba was married to Brandon's dad, Narvel, and the two of them are in the business of managing country careers and other musical careers.
Right.
So that's how they met. But right around the time that Kelly started having trouble with her man, Brandon, Reba was having trouble with her man, Brandon's dad, and Reba left him too. They're both accused of mismanaging and fraudulently handling Kelly and Reba's careers. They've both denied it, but maybe the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Do you remember that one Reba song? It was a hit back in the 80s. And Boston finds better things to do. You know it's not too late. That's my jam.
In other news, Celebrity Big Brother cast rumors are surfacing. They ran a promo for it last night on TV, and I was doing dishes, so I couldn't see it. But everybody's saying Vanilla Ice is going to be on the new cast.
And I am hoping... And we love Rob. He's always, we've been friends with him forever on this show.
Yeah.
I want surreal life Rob to come out for Big Brother. Give us some entertainment. Go full gorilla.
The first episode of Celebrity Big Brother will be airing on February 2nd on CBS. They're trying to put it up against the Winter Olympics and be able to get some ratings.
He'd be a great one for Celebrity Big Brother. Vanilla
I agree.
Ice. That's a good pick.
I agree, because he'd play the game smart. He's super likable, but I feel like he could trick the other players.
Yeah, he wouldn't do surreal lifestyle now. He would be very smart. He could win Big Brother.
I agree. I'm here for it because I love Celebrity Big Brother. February 2nd. Mark it on your calendars. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
Believe it or not, I think it's going to be like one of the worst feelings where you've got a story, you know it's true, but yet nobody will believe your story. How terrible would that be?
That'd be awful.
So we're asking people, do you have a story that other people do not believe? Drop this on the KVJ Show Facebook page. And also said, hey, if you don't want to leave it here, you can also always go to the WRMF app and drop your message right there. Will said, yeah, nobody believes a kangaroo once fell on my head and broke my neck.
I'll tell you what, Will, I believe you.
Okay.
How did that happen? Were you in Australia?
Yeah, I would like to hear more about that, but how does a kangaroo raining kangaroos and one just fell on your head?
It's raining roos.
You could probably make a whole movie based on that. Just those.
Totally. Were you looking up at the time?
It'd be something, yeah. I would like to know. But it does sound a little implausible. So I kind of get why maybe people don't believe you, but I guess I do, Will. Diana said, I got a 95 on a history test once by randomly filling in bubbles on the Scantron. I never read a single question. I just folded the pages back to make it look like I'd opened the test, and I got a 95 out of 100.
Every now and then that can happen. Yeah, where you didn't study. It can only happen during multiple choice, but yeah, that's amazing when it does.
I wonder what the average score would be if you didn't know. Because imagine if it was flipped and you had to go through the whole test and miss every one. I don't know if you were just filling them out randomly because you would just randomly start getting a lot right like she did.
That's a good question. If you don't know anything about the subject, you're trying to get them wrong. But you have a better chance of getting it wrong, right?
I would think so.
Yeah, because there'd be 3,
Yeah.
So her odds of just randomly filling out stuff and getting a 95 out of 100?
It's pretty good.
It happened to me one time. I didn't know a test, and I got not a 90-something, but it was like an 86. It was one of the better grades, and I knew nothing.
Okay.
But few and far between, Virginia.
Kelly said, I was rear-ended by a police officer. I was stopped at a red light, and he just ran right into the back of me. And his reason, he was peeling an orange.
Oh.
Nobody believes that story.
And I wonder how that all shook down. Does he give himself a ticket?
He has to report it and everything, I would assume.
I think somebody else has to come out and investigate it. He can't be like, no, I'm going to give myself a warning.
I can tell you this. If this was in the from 2001 or below, he didn't report it.
We got somebody with the initials AM who said, when I was 9 months pregnant, I was living in Orlando, right near SeaWorld. It was a nice neighborhood, lots of young families. And it was about 11 a.m. It's pouring rain. Some guy I don't recognize is vigorously knocking on our front door.
Oh, boy.
I didn't answer because I'm about to give birth. My husband is not even close to the house. Next thing I see, this guy backs a truck up by the front door, lowers the tailgate, and then kicks the front door open. I am standing there. I start screaming. He looks at me, says, "OS bomb," and then takes off running. I went into labor, and our baby was born right after.
Oh, my gosh.
What a story.
That is crazy, huh?
Did you ever figure out why he was there or what he wanted?
He was breaking
Yeah,
in just to steal as much stuff as he could.
And probably wasn't expecting to see a pregnant woman going into labor.
Yeah, well, I think just the trauma of that moment kicked her into labor.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, crazy.
Oh, he thought nobody was there. Because
Yeah.
she didn't answer.
Right, so he's going to take his moment. Yeah, a little smash and grab, basically.
What a douche.
Pamela said, back in the 70s in Buffalo Grove, Illinois, I was babysitting for my nieces and nephews. It was about 2 a.m., and I was leaving their house. And while I was warming up the car, I look up, and I saw a flying saucer.
Okay.
Flashing lights, rotating, fast, and then boom, gone. 50 years later, I still vividly remember it. Nobody believes me.
People send me those stories all the time. And some of the stories that they tell me, these are people that I've met out, KVJ Nationers. I personally don't feel like they're lying to me.
Mm-hmm.
And the encounters that they had are really next level, where a spaceship is low, beaming lights in the car.
Yeah.
Any probing?
We don't get too many probings. There was one or two people that's emailed me, said they've been kidnapped or abducted by
Okay.
aliens, but you can't prove it.
Did some kind of testing.
They didn't say anything about testing. They said they were abducted.
Okay. And you probably like this one, too. Adam said he was on vacation in Key West 20 or so years ago, and they took a ghost tour. And after getting back to New Jersey, he said my then-girlfriend was transferring the recording to a regular VHS tape. And while she was doing that, we noticed there was the voice of a young girl that somehow got captured on the recording saying, "Somebody help. Somebody help. Somebody please help."
My God.
And then Jbird pooped his pants.
I mean,
Wow.
horrifying.
There was no little girls near our group or anything like that. So where this came from, we have no idea.
I love
That's
it.
creepy. And you have the evidence.
Yeah.
You have the audio. So
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you play that for people and you're like, look, here's our group. There was no
Yeah.
kids in it.
It doesn't matter.
But still, people will be like,
It
yeah,
does.
you did this, you did that.
It's amazing. You legit could bring in an alien here. The alien could be, "Kevin, I'm real, blah, blah, blah." And there would be at least 11% of our audience.
It's kind of suit. It's this, it's that.
Propaganda, you guys
Yeah.
are working for Fauci. It's something weird.
Fauci.
Just it'll turn politically.
Is it aliens too?
It won't make any sense to me, but Fauci's
Yeah.
name will be thrown
You're
in
working
there.
for Musk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Musk will be thrown in there too.
And I guess this one was too long to type out, but it makes a pretty fascinating story. Believe it or not, something that has happened to you that nobody else believes. Listen to this.
I dated this girl from my freshman year up until my junior year. We dated for about 3 years. And I started noticing that she was constantly going over to my house when I would be at work around my junior year, and it would just be her and my dad home. And I would find it weird that when I would get home, she would want to leave. So we ended up splitting up, and about 4 months later, I started seeing her come around the house more. Come to find out, she was cheating on me with my dad.
No.
And the reason why she was coming around more was because my dad got her pregnant. So
Oh my gosh.
they dated, had the baby and everything. It was really weird around the house. I moved out my senior year because of this issue. And they dated for about a year and a half, had the baby and everything. Well, she left my dad because they were hanging out with my uncle and his wife a lot. So she ended up leaving my dad to go and be in a throuple with my uncle and my aunt.
Oh my gosh.
Is this real? Come on. What?
And they dated for about 2 years, the three of them. She gets pregnant by my uncle, and they have the baby as well. So now they're in a throuple with my dad's kid and my uncle's kid. And then about a year after that, or 2 years after that, my aunt left my uncle. They got a divorce. And then my ex left my uncle and is now dating my aunt. It is a crazy story. a lot of people don't believe it until I start showing them proof on Facebook and stuff with her profile pictures and all that stuff. So now I have a little brother and a cousin from my ex-girlfriend.
That is insane. That wins.
Wow.
Oh,
There's
my
your winner.
gosh.
Yeah.
That's your winner.
That definitely does win. All right. Well, thank you very much.
What state are you from?
Man.
Could you imagine if that really happened to you?
That's crazy.
All right. You can use the WRMF app. We got the mic drop feature for stories just like that. Well, is your Monday off to a rough start? Don't worry. Other people probably going through it as well. Got a lot of things going on. Games going late last night. If you're a Bills fan, today's going to be a tough Monday because they were winning with 13 seconds left in the game. That's when they scored the touchdown. You're like, okay, this is surely done because they're up 4. It's crazy.
Has anybody checked on Panda today?
Yeah, I've been texting him, and he is fractured but not broken.
Does he need some donuts or breakfast sandwiches?
Baby, he needs it all.
I'm not comfortable with you calling me baby.
When I woke up this morning, he was still awake. So I get up around 4:30. He hadn't gone to bed. He was just kind of laying there, just mulling it all over.
There's nothing worse going into a Monday after a loss of any sorts with no sleep. We got to get him some donuts.
I know.
Yeah, it was just what an unbelievable game last night. It was
it was so. I feel like he thought that we all thought
it was so emotional. There's 25 points in the last 2 minutes of the game last night, and you're right. They had I think the Bills scored a touchdown. They got the extra 2, so they're up 3. I think it was.
Yeah.
Chiefs have 13 seconds, and they're on their own 25. And 2 passes later, they get it in field goal range, kick it, go to overtime, win the coin flip, drive down, score a touchdown, game over. Bill season done.
So he's bruised, not broken.
Yeah. I mean, he's.
And the Bills, you can make a great argument that they're the best team in the NFL.
I agree with that. And I haven't watched all the other teams, so, I'm kind of being biased. But that Josh, man, he just plays like a kid that has no fear of injury.
There was no flaw in the quarterbacks last night playing. I don't think there was one turnover in the game.
Patrick Mahomes was amazing, too.
Yeah, it was just unreal watching these guys duel. It was just kind of like the Matrix. They were out of body doing these kind of crazy things, tweaking their bodies. Mahomes is throwing the ball sideways, underarm, all this kind of stuff. And it's just like, what are these guys doing? It was crazy.
It's the heartbreaking close losses is when you need donuts.
A coin flip.
Yeah.
Because if the coin flip would have went the Bills' way, they probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Charge down, score a touchdown. Their game's over.
Yeah.
What would be better? Pancakes, breakfast sandwiches, and where is he at? I want to send him something.
He's out live. He's got a drone shoot this morning, so he's probably gonna fly his drone into something.
That's tough.
Tears.
That's tough.
Can you see your drone through the tears?
Well, if you're having a rough Monday, one way to maybe feel better, misery does love company. Go to the F My Life website. People posting things going wrong in their life, so maybe you can feel a little bit better about yours. Couple interesting submissions that we've got on here today. One says, today a car hit me while I was on a crosswalk. The driver jumped out of her car and stepped over me to check her car for damage. FML. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Yeah.
Lady.
Your car's fine. I'm not. Jeez.
People.
This one says, it took a whole year to convince my girlfriend to sleep in the same bed as me because she was deathly afraid that she would fart. I'm like, baby, don't worry about it. You're just being paranoid. Turns out she actually farts more than anybody I've ever slept with combined. FML.
Some people are sleep farters.
Yeah, and maybe she knew that and she just wasn't ready, didn't think you were ready for what she would be bringing.
Well, if you're emailing us, obviously you weren't ready.
Yeah.
and she was right. She wasn't ready.
I mean, it's a lot of farts. He said she farts more than all of his other people combined.
That's, we're going to have a talk.
That's a lot of farts.
That's a lot of farts. That's a lot of farts. Speaking of which, did you guys see the email that I had sent you? It is an app that will turn on and record whenever it hears any kind of noise. It's the Sleep Talk recorder.
Yeah.
And you can download it, and apparently it picks up farts, any kind of mumbling, whatever you do in your sleep, any noises you make, it turns on and records.
That's fun.
That could be interesting to find out what it sounds like in our rooms.
Yeah. Horrific.
Yeah, I think we should all try that.
Okay.
I'd be curious to hear a night at Virginia's farts.
Well, just don't forget, I sleep with Panda and Rocco.
Sure.
Rocco wakes up and is talking about all kind of stuff.
Okay, well then that could be interesting.
He wakes up and is complaining about his sister. He's
Oh, man.
talking about the Wi-Fi connection.
Oh, that could be great.
He'll just wake up and say
Yeah.
all kind of random stuff.
We
That's
need to do
awesome.
this.
Yeah.
This one on the F My Life website says, today I was eating Star Wars gummy candies and I bit R2-D2 in half. And my girlfriend looked at it and she said, oh, look, now he's R1-D1. It was super cute, but I couldn't help thinking, that's not how the numbering system works for droids.
I love it. I get that. It's funny.
I know you're trying to make a joke, but they would never do it that way.
Oh, you gotta love that. I love the effort.
Dork comedy.
That's good
Dork
stuff.
comedy.
She's a keeper.
Yep. Today, my girlfriend of 2 years took offense to a "that's what she said" joke and blew up, saying she doesn't like those jokes. She thinks that she is the she of the jokes. I tried explaining how the whole jokes work, but she still wouldn't believe me.
Yeah, this ain't gonna probably work out.
You should break up with her.
Yeah, you guys are set a little differently.
She's a stick in the mud, bruh.
Yeah.
You got to find a girl that can laugh and have a good time. She ain't it.
From the FML website, today my stepmom aired her opinions on how marriage and children are just shackles placed on women by men to keep them miserable, downtrodden, under control, and borderline suicidal. Oh, and she made this speech during my wedding reception.
What?
And I'm 4 months pregnant.
What?
Yeah. Apparently, that's where stepmom decided to air her grievances and thoughts on marriage and having children.
She's going through something.
Something tells me she's always been going through something.
Is she a stepmom and none of these kids are hers and she has no kids of her own?
Could be.
That's
Yeah.
probably what it is.
You ever meet somebody who's always going through something?
Yes.
Something so over the top, dramatic to, I just need to breathe.
I'm
Like that.
looking at him.
Oh, get out of here. I have cool, fun stuff happen. You're right. But the good stuff happened. Kiss it.
This one says, today in my AP biology class, a student informed us that she had read that Antarctica had completely melted due to global warming, to which my new teaching assistant said, yeah, it's been like melted for like months.
Yeah.
Don't think so.
I'm not sure we're getting smarter, Kevin.
No, no. Somebody else put, today while I was at work, my dumbass husband gave his dead rabbit a Viking funeral by setting it down the river behind our house in a crate he set on fire. Then it got stuck on a tree, which caught on fire, along with the field and warehouse next to the field. The police think he did it on purpose. FML.
You try to make it an honorable death ceremony.
You ever seen those Viking funerals? It's kind of cool. They lay it on
are.
the. I think I want a Viking funeral. Can we do that during the Intercoastal?
They're
No
very
problem,
cool.
Kevin. I got
I
you.
need you during the boat parade.
I got you. You have to die during Christmas,
Look
though.
at that floats on fire. Oh my God, that's Kevin.
And if he doesn't die during the boat parade time, we just keep Ralston on ice.
That's right. Another one from the FML site. Today, my wife forgot our anniversary, and since she always makes me suffer when I forget, I made a fancy 4-course meal in our living room wearing a suit and tie to really rub in the fact that she forgot. Turns out I got the right date, but the wrong month. It's next month, and so my suffering begins. FML.
Oh, you were trying to be all in your face,
In
woman.
your face. You messed it up.
Usually the woman's right.
Yeah.
When it comes to stuff like that.
All right. Well,
She has to anger the male audience, Kevin.
coming up here in a couple of minutes, got some whacked out news for you, including a lot of odd, very disturbing stories. One that I was like, I don't know, do I want to do this or not? Did you hear about the guy that tried to subdue the jogger in Cocoa, Florida?
I did. And
Should I do it or not?
Yes. If it's the story I'm thinking of, it's a great story.
Oh my, it's so twisted though, dude. Okay, I'll do it though. That's I guess it is whacked out news.
It might be. Maybe it's a different story I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of. It was
The
just.
dude that was inspired by the movie Scream?
Yeah, but then you get but
Okay.
all
right. It's the same story. I apparently think it's darker than Bird.
Can you do it to Suits?
No.
Oh.
There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Take it.
I've got a lot of bizarre stories in your whacked out news today. One about Weber Grills kind of stepped in on Friday. They apologized for sending out their recipe of the week email, which included a recipe for barbecue meatloaf.
Oh, wrong time.
Whoa. Meatloaf died on Thursday night, dog. Oof. People are like, what is that supposed to mean? Barbecue meatloaf? Tasteless, Weber Grills.
I mean, Meatloaf, the artist, don't take over the food. It don't work that way.
Yeah, I know.
It is kind of poor timing, though. If you're like trumpeting how great your meatloaf is on the day that Meatloaf kicked it.
Yeah.
But also, no accidents happen, and it wasn't probably done to be a jerk.
Yes, but if you're in the grill business, you should have a better handle on your meat.
On your social media accounts that are putting that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I get up mistakes.
Come on, Weber.
Crazy stuff. If you were in downtown Lauderdale on Saturday morning, a 39-year-old parachutist jumped from the top of the Hyatt Centric Hotel along East Los Olas Boulevard just before 8 a.m.
Dang.
It was part of a stunt for a film, but as the guy was floating down, apparently something went wrong and he crash landed at Huizenga Park.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, paramedics immediately treated him at the scene and took him to Broward Health Medical Center, but he's in stable condition. But that would be kind of crazy to see, right?
Yeah.
First thing in the morning.
Thank God he didn't die.
Yeah. There's a woman who fell out of a third-story window in Japan on Friday and crashed into two men below. She'd been looking out her window at another man who had just fallen from the roof of the building. She's like going, oh my gosh, you see that guy fall? Oh! And then she...
Oh, wow.
What a story.
It's a raining people.
That's crazy.
Did everyone die, or is everyone okay?
I don't know about the first guy. I think the other lady's okay. First guy, I don't know. But my goodness, if you're looking out that street, you're going, everybody's just falling out of...
Is it bad? I want to jump off the story and land on Suits and Denny's to see how it goes.
You're afraid of heights.
I know.
And you would miss them.
All of it's a bad idea.
You're gonna go potty in your pants.
Plus, we're not allowed on the balcony.
Yeah, it's so much bad.
Yeah. Well, Logan Smith is an 18-year-old in Cocoa, Florida. He's a little twisted because he was plotting to kill a jogger, and then he was going to keep the jogger's body in his closet to play with the victim to fulfill his sexual fantasies.
So
Is this the move I wanted you to do on Suits?
Yeah, so he would see this jogger every single day, knew the schedule, had the whole thing planned out, knew weeks before he was going to do this. Yeah, and so he waited for him.
So when he finally gets to the jogger, he doesn't realize that apparently the jogger knows self-defense and martial arts. So he goes after the jogger, and the jogger chokes him out.
Kicks his ass.
And holds him down until the cops get there and arrest the dude.
Oh my gosh.
But he was gonna take, I believe it was Axe spray and blow it. Light it or spray that in the guy's eyes.
Like a blowtorch.
To blind it. Yeah, he had a torch with him, I think.
Yeah.
He had all kind of weird stuff.
Yeah.
Thank goodness he was a terrible fighter. I mean, the jogger was literally fighting for his life.
I just love the fact that jogger kicked his ass.
Yeah. He said he was inspired by the movie Scream. So he's been charged with attempted murder.
Kevin's leaving out a few details.
Yeah.
For our protection. It gets worse.
The one yeah, you can probably tell the one
Yeah,
detail.
go ahead.
He was, the quote, he wanted the body. He was going to keep the body at his house so he could play with it.
Yeah.
Do bad things to it. He wanted
sexual
to
fantasies.
He wanted to fulfill all of his desires. He's been...
And it was a male jogger.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Thank goodness the male jogger could scrap.
And if you're looking at a mugshot where you go, I think that guy's got some sinister stuff in his heart, this would be
You can see it in his eyes.
It's a, yeah.
See, when you see creepy people out there, that's God's warning note to you. If you think they look creepy, it's probably because they are.
There is a lot of people who truly believe you can see stuff through someone's eyes.
You just have to take the time to look.
Now, whether that's true or not, but I will say
I believe
some
it.
of these
Crazy
documentaries
eyes,
I watch, a lot of them have these weird, vacant, deep kind of stare.
Yeah, like Kevin.
I didn't say it. They ain't my words. They ain't my words.
Y'all better look out.
I better start being nicer to you.
That's right.
Good news is, though, I don't jog.
That's true, yes.
No one's getting me while I'm jogging.
You're right.
In your face.
Nobody on this show jogs. We're cool.
You're all safe.
I barely walk.
A 29-year-old man is being accused of carrying on violent and disruptive behavior during an 8-hour flight from Ireland to the U.S. earlier this month.
Dude.
He was a passenger on Delta Airlines flight when he threw an empty drink can that hit another passenger in the head. He then pulled his pants and underwear down to moon a flight attendant and some passengers.
Oh, my.
Then he kicked the seat in front of him, rattling the person that was sitting there, and then he refused to wear a mask despite the crew asking him dozens of times. Now he's facing a felony charge of intentionally assaulting and intimidating a member of a flight crew, and this guy was on his way here to Florida to start a job as a soccer teacher at a sports academy in Daytona Beach.
Boy, you can tell it was the weekend, can't you? I mean, these stories are
They're stacking
they
up.
are full of wrong.
Dang. Another crazy twisted story. A 34-year-old man in Spain died after being trapped under an avalanche of carrots.
Oh, my.
I'm not laughing at the
Wow.
death part.
It's an
What the-
odd thing to be trapped
What
under.
a terrible way to go.
You said he died, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Aw.
Unfortunately. There's a Texas woman that was arrested for allegedly trying to purchase someone else's child at a Walmart checkout. She reportedly offered $250,000 for the kid, but was rejected and said, okay, how about $500,000?
Yeah, you can't buy kids at the Walmart.
You can get everything else though, Virginia.
It's weird that dark internet, that dark web Denny's talks about. People do that stuff. They try to buy kids on that stuff.
That is
That's
so
where they
messed
do
up.
it. The dark web.
Those people deserve to be shot in the head, no questions asked. Just one bullet, they don't even see it coming.
That's why they do those sting operations now. They try to bust people looking for kids.
I would love to be a part of that.
I watch those videos and you go, when they bust these pervs,
Yeah.
it's such a satisfying feeling.
Totally.
There was a Michigan woman that found an email in her spam folder saying she won the lottery for $3 million. She's like, that looks kind of spammy. But when she did the research, it was legit. She logged onto her official lottery account, confirmed it, and claimed her prize of $3 million.
She really won?
She really won. It wasn't actually spam, believe it or not.
Was it from the Prince of Nigeria?
I'd say, yeah.
Because it makes me rethink. Did I win the British lottery twice?
How many times have you won the lottery?
You've never been to Britain. How could you have played?
I won the British lottery twice.
Wow. That's impressive. Well, Americans are now saying that they need to be making roughly $122,000 a year to feel financially healthy. But that's about double the national average, so that's unfortunate.
Is that per just one person by themselves, or is that a whole family? Or
I would say per person. $122,000 a year to feel financially healthy. That's what they're saying. So apparently nobody in America feels financially healthy.
We always want more.
Yeah.
Give me any number, I'll be like, I want a little more.
Well, the person who could share a little bit of money is the world's richest man, Elon Musk.
he is the richest?
Yep.
He might not be a man. I think he's an alien, Kevin.
Well, when you hear of all the little tinkerings he's got going on, you do start to wonder. His company, Neuralink, is now ready to start planting microchips in people's brains.
Yeah, this does not at all sound like an alien.
I am not getting a brain microchip.
Y'all
are with me, right?
I'm not getting a brain microchip. And you have to at least question somebody who owns their own star fleet. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's not...
Well, this Neuralink that he's doing is pretty amazing. It aims to treat people with neurological diseases and afflictions like paralysis by helping them move things with nothing but the power of their minds.
Oh my gosh, the force is real.
It is real.
Oh
Now
my
that's kind of
gosh.
cool. If he's helping like sick people that can't move, helping them
Yeah.
move.
Okay, I take back my comments. You can chip me. Okay, I want a brain chip.
So what you do, you put the microchip in the recipient's head, and then it will allow them to control connected devices devices like phones and computers with nothing but a thought.
Wow.
My gosh.
Is that unreal?
What if Elon Musk could microchip you, Jbird, and all of a sudden you'd be legit amazing at karate?
I'm in. I think I'm in. At this
You got the
point,
chip quick.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At this point,
I
I'm
know.
not married. There's no kids involved. Just go all in
Right.
on weird at this point. Chip the hell out of me.
Yeah, who cares?
Chip me anywhere.
Yeah, they say up until now, Neuralink's brain chip studies have been limited to monkeys and pigs, but they've had amazing success, and now they're ready to go human with their trials. They've got a video of this monkey, and it's got one of the chips, and it's doing stuff on this computer with just its thoughts. It's pretty crazy.
All those things we thought were all crazy when we were kids. Oh, you can't do time travel. We're gonna be going back in time before you know it. November 5th, 1955 is where I'm going.
You're a hack.
What do you mean I'm a hack?
Why don't you come up with your own date? You don't have to take the one from Back to the Future.
That's not hack. That's showing homage to a great.
Why don't you go back to when your mom's water broke in the Pizza Hut when she went to go deliver you? That'd be fun to watch.
I would really like to go back in time right this second. That's for sure.
Just to get out of here?
Yes.
Ah, you picked the wrong day.
No, I did not. I can. Whatever. Kevin wants us to move on. I can tell.
No, I want you to argue about this for 10 more minutes.
You really blew it, Pennington.
Talking about things that might be unbelievable. We're talking about that Neuralink. Elon Musk wants to start putting chips in people's brains. You'll be able to control connected devices with just a thought. Amazing stuff. And people are saying that when he did the Joe Rogan Experience interview, he was talking about how the chip will allow you to understand and speak any language immediately. I'm just wasting my time. I just need the chip. What the heck am I doing? That's crazy.
The chip will help you to be the lazier person you've always
What the heck?
dreamed
I can
of
save
being.
so much time. Just get this chip in my brain. I can speak the Spanish I'm trying to spend every day to learn unsuccessfully.
Okay, so when you do that stuff, you start to argue, does the robotic ways now change the game? People don't really, it's not about your talents anymore. You've got all this stuff cooking in you.
Kevin gets the Spanish chip. You get the karate chip.
Yeah, you're not really going on something's making you do it. It's not.
But we've always, as humanity, we found things that have assisted us. Well, I'm sure people at the time were like, I'm not getting that crazy contraption. That thing goes faster than a horse.
You're right.
Or that crazy little pill thing flying in the sky. I'm not getting in that.
It's different, though, because that's kind of an exterior thing. We're talking about putting things internally in your body. There's the difference.
Well, I mean,
I'm not getting a pacemaker.
yeah,
That's
right.
different than, oh, man, I don't want to change my Netflix from my...
I think the chip is just a modern pacemaker, bruh.
So wait, you're going to stab me with that thing and squirt something in my body? Heck no.
You're going to look at all my veins with some special stuff.
Yeah.
Why are we country again?
I don't know.
I
Because
like it.
those
I
are
love
the people
role-playing.
that just don't know yet.
We're stupid.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying that it's not going to be. I'm over here asking questions. You got to ask questions. You can't just blindly go, oh, yeah, put a chip in me, unless you can move things with your mind across the room. Then I'm full in.
Is Elon putting a chip in his brain?
Don't know if he has. Right now, they're
Maybe
really
he's
just doing
already
it.
chipped.
Dog, you know he's not even human.
That's how he's so good.
Guys, when people own a Starfleet, they're not of this earth.
He's been chipped, y'all.
He said that the chip will also help cure all kinds of diseases in the body.
Ooh, like what?
Aging?
Let's
Don't
go.
know. Don't
Okay,
know.
chip me.
Yeah, no, that's what got Virginia.
Yeah, you got Spanish, you got karate. I got no more Botox.
Yeah, who knows what'll wind up happening? This could be groundbreaking. I don't want to be the first, and that's what they're looking for right now. So I'll let somebody else try this. Find another gringo, and if he starts speaking Spanish fluently, I'll look at it.
Mountain Mermaid in our chat room says, damn, KVJ thinks this country people are stupid. Do you stand by that statement?
No, but it's fun to say. Look, I come from an area where they talk like this a lot.
It's just fun to be country.
It's just fun to say.
Okay, so here's what we got for you. Real or fake headlines. You got to tell me if they are real or if they are fake. I got Jbird found some real ones. He also wrote up some fake ones. So we'll test Virginia and Denny's here.
You gotta get inside my head. Good luck.
It's a scary place.
All right, Virginia, first one. What do you think about this real or fake headline? Meatloaf's manager reveals the singer actually despised the food. Is that real or fake?
That's fake, right?
You're going to say that is fake?
It's got to be fake.
You're correct on that. That one's fake. No word.
You can't hate what you are.
For real, he picked that name.
Self-loathing.
Dude just died. There'd be no way the manager would say that right
You
now.
never know. People put them. Death is a weird thing, Virginia.
Okay, Denny's, what do you think about this? Real or fake headline? Man eats underwear to beat breathalyzer. Is that real or is that fake?
I mean, it would cover up your breath a little bit.
I feel like, yeah, but boy, it's hard to get down.
And your
Oh,
breath's
that's
going
a
to smell
rough
like
one.
butt.
I can tell you this. I ate a baby sock covered in chocolate once. Yeah, clothing's tough to get down.
It'd be
We
impossible.
fed Jbird all this different stuff covered in chocolate, and one of the items was a baby sock.
And it took me about a minute
he
and a
ate
half to realize it was cloth. Like, damn, this is chewy.
He's like, it's good. Oh, what is this?
I'll say that's real.
Gonna
Trying to
say
get
that
out.
one is real? Yes, that is real.
Wow.
wow.
You guys are doing good.
Wow.
Yeah, so far, so good.
The-
Virginia.
The easy ones are always in the beginning.
Yeah.
What do you think about this, Virginia? Woman working as a Weight Watchers demonstrator shoplifts cupcakes. Real or fake?
They broke her. She's been on Weight Watchers too long.
Yeah.
She's like, I need it.
But she had to shoplift it because nobody could know. She couldn't actually buy it.
I love this story
Me
so
too.
much, but I do think it's fake.
You're going to say fake on that?
Oh,
It's
it's
in
real.
Port St. Lucy. That was
Damn.
that's a little area. Yes.
Dang.
Imagine
I'd love
that,
to hear it.
The pizzle.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to her because I understand.
I would. We're on your side.
We are on your side, and pastry can break you.
Oh, yeah.
Diets make you do crazy things.
Thank you. When you deprive yourself for like a week or two, you start to think weird thoughts.
It's like, lay off me. I'm starving.
All right, Denny's, what do you think about this? Real or fake headline? In Holland, it is illegal to do the Dutch oven. What do you think about that? Is that real or fake?
They're pretty progressive out there. I'm going to say that's real.
You're going to say that is real? No, that's fake. No, you can Dutch oven anybody you want in Holland.
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it. They love it there.
That's awesome.
Don't do it to your 6-year-old. They get mad.
They do, huh?
Do you do that to Rocco?
I did.
That's so messed up.
You
man.
fart and then pull the covers up over his head?
I didn't do it on purpose, but it just happened that way.
You accidentally Dutch oven your son?
It wasn't I didn't accidentally fart, but then he was there and everybody was under the covers already.
You're opportunist.
She realized how terrible it sounded, so now she's backtracking. I didn't Dutch oven him.
I didn't do it on purpose.
You monster. You really are a witch.
Yeah. Okay, what do you think about this? Real or fake headline on this one? Inventor killed by electric bum wiper. Is that real or fake, Virginia?
Dang.
Tough way
Electric
out.
bum wiper.
Electric butt wiper.
Real or fake headline?
Killed?
Yeah, killed.
I mean, what did it do?
Don't know, but it couldn't have been pleasant.
The button must have got hit hard, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Jbird made this one up. I'm going fake.
Gonna go fake.
Damn it!
Yeah, all in your head.
That one's
I'm not
real.
getting anything right.
Yeah. You gotta start off strong.
You are terrible at this game.
I'm terrible at this game. I don't know what's real anymore.
Denny's, real or fake headline here. Statistics show that teen pregnancy drops off significantly after the age of 25.
All right, so hold on, because statistically,
unpack
I think it's
this.
yeah.
Yeah. Crazy how that works, huh?
Yeah.
After the age of 25, we really don't have any teen pregnancy. Is
Yeah.
that real or fake?
I mean, I guess that has to be real, right?
Yeah.
Is it true? Yeah. All right, I'd say real.
Gonna go real. That's a real headline.
That was the headline. And they're like, what?
Whoever wrote it is stupid.
They just didn't
What?
realize.
Yeah,
how
but-
they
There are
wrote
some
it.
stupid headlines
we
out there,
get
too.
that they would write that.
Yes.
Okay, Virginia, what do you think about this? Real or fake headline? Tiger Woods plays with his own balls, Nike says. Is that a real or fake headline, Virginia?
Hopefully, while not driving, right?
I think every guy does.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
there's that.
Well, yeah, every guy, they do.
I'm going to say real.
That is correct.
Yay! I saw his house from the water the other day.
Yeah?
He's got a lot of bushes, so you can't really see it. But
Because he's playing with his balls.
He's got to trim them bushes. He wouldn't be playing with them so often.
I saw you, Tiger.
All right, Denny's, what do you think about this? Paul Rudd says Alicia Silverstone had excessive flatulence during Clueless filming. Is that real or fake?
There's no way. I would say that's fake. There's no way Paul Rudd's saying that.
You're right on that. That is fake.
Yeah, sometimes these actors get,
Yeah, I hear you. I'd be shocked on both fronts if she actually did have excessive gas
But
and if he narked on her.
She kind of looks like she could.
There's stories of people who have Halle Berry at Catwoman. She had to change up her diet, and there was reports that she was farting up a storm on set. It happens.
Meow.
Kind of takes away
Pretty
the
hot.
hotness of Catwoman.
Actual audio.
I'm not gonna lie.
All right, Virginia, final one here. You've gotten 2 right, 2 wrong. Real or fake headline. 17 remain dead after morgue shooting spree. 17 remain dead after morgue shooting spree. Nobody coming back to life there. Real or fake headline?
17 remain dead.
Oh, her brain just broke.
Yeah, it did. He's right.
Yeah. What's the matter with you?
Who would shoot up the morgue? Maybe they were trying to take out the
Show's over at 10.
coroner, the embalmer.
Oh, man.
We'll just go ahead and say yeah.
Good for you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Good for knock her off her
I'm
broom.
sorry, my
That
brain
was
broke.
real, by the way.
That was real.
Good Lord.
I would have guessed that.
Her brain really broke.
Yeah. I'm just going to do you a favor.
Thank you.
Poor Kevin.
Yeah. All right, Denny's final one here. Real or fake headline. Homicide victims rarely talk to police. Is that real or fake? Homicide victims rarely talk to police.
Oh, my gosh. I hope that's fake. I'm going to say fake. I hope that did not get printed.
That one is real.
They got printed?
It got printed.
Who's
The head.
fact-checking
It was
it?
the headline.
Yeah. All right, Denny's, you got a winning score there. Beat Virginia 3-2. Not a
Nice
lot.
work.
Good job.
Nice work.
Nice one. I found this website, and it is full of truth bombs, things that just make your mind like, wow, yeah, okay. Never really thought of it that way.
I'm here for it.
Kind of shows you just how messed up things in our society really are. One thing I saw on here, it says, reading a text while driving can get you in trouble, but reading a giant ad on a billboard on the side of the road is perfectly fine.
Oh, yeah, and they've got it to where people are dancing on them now. That they're showing little side movies.
They don't want us to be
That's cool.
distracted yet.
Yeah.
What? What are we doing here?
3D jumping out of the screen.
So is it bad to be distracted or not? And if it
Thank
is,
you.
why are we allowed to do this stuff?
Great point.
Yeah. I never thought about this until it was put this way. Reading a book is one of the only ways left to experience a story without seeing an ad. Where else can you see a story without experiencing an ad? They're
You're
pretty
right.
much all over the place for the most part.
If you get YouTube Premium,
You got to, yeah.
you got to pay though.
Yeah, that's true. You got to pay to see a story without an ad anymore. Whether they hit the gas or the brake when coming up on a yellow light is the real indicator of somebody's personality.
Oh, are you a person that goes for it?
Are you a
s-
gunner or a braker?
Yeah.
Depends on how close I am to the light, y'all.
It depends on the mood too.
Yeah. Am I in a hurry? Am I? Do I have the kids in the car?
I changed per mood.
Do I have the 16-year-old in the car who's learning how to drive and I don't want to be a bad role model?
What if you're both?
Let's say that it's just you. This is your true personality, because in those other circumstances, you're doing it for someone else. This is you're doing it for you. And you'll see that sometimes where there are two cars exactly nose to nose coming up on a light that is yellow, that is about to turn red, and one of them will gun it, the other will stop. Yet they both would have had the same
I know what I
right to
am.
go through.
It's 100%. I'm a gunner.
One of them's a go-getter in life, and the other one is just kind of milling through.
I don't know if that's what it means, but I'm just going through how I would do. I'm a gunner.
I'm a gunner.
I'm a gunner too. Yeah. Okay, so we're dangerous people.
I guess so. Well,
What's worse is when there's a person in front of you and it turns yellow as they're getting to it. They could have gone through safely. You were planning on going through illegally and they stopped.
you got to be careful too, because a lot of times that's how accidents happen. You're watching the light, not the people in front of you.
Yeah.
You think they're definitely going to go, and they're not.
Yep, because they're scared.
Okay. Another truth bomb for you. You ever thought about this? The death of Rick Astley will cause mass confusion amongst millions who are thinking that they're just getting rickrolled. Because when Meatloaf died, his videos are all over the place. When Rick Astley dies, Never Gonna Give You Up is going to be all over the place. People will be like, what's going on here? Why am I getting rickrolled?
And you truly feel that's cool for him, though. His spirit will be it will be felt everywhere.
But it's going to be a very confusing day because a lot of people are not going to realize he died. They're going to just think they're getting rickrolled. So we'll have to
Totally.
sort
You're right,
that
man,
out.
you're right.
Yeah, we'll have to sort that out when that day comes. Another truth bomb. If you want flowers on February 14th, Valentine's Day, just die on February 13th. Okay.
Some say if you are
So morbid.
It is morbid.
Some say if you're celebrating Valentine's Day with somebody, it's already dead.
It's already dead. In about 30 years, senior citizens in retirement homes will be listening to gangster rap, thrash metal, and grunge music.
We forget that. I'm seeing it now with dudes that are 55 dressing like skateboarders.
Yeah.
That was their
Right.
culture.
Yeah.
They always grew up that way. That's not them trying to be young. That's just how they are.
Yeah.
And it's happening a lot.
Yeah.
Where dudes are doing ollies and they're
true.
50 years old. I love it.
It's true. A zoo is the only prison with bars and cages where all the prisoners are innocent.
Damn.
Yeah, right? Is that a hello?
If you ask that hippo, you think that hippo wants to be there?
That's what the guy says right before he goes to the zoo and frees all the monkeys. This thing on.
Oh, man, that silence is so loud, isn't it? Man, people thought we were off the air. I'm just so glad it wasn't me.
Another truth bomb. You don't realize how valuable breathing is until you have a stuffed up nose. That's true.
Man. It's the same with health.
Yeah.
Everyone's bitching about all these small things that annoy you in life. You get down and out. Mm-hmm. That's all you want is your health.
Yeah.
This segment's making me think.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's like little truth bombs. You're more likely to die while buying a ticket than you are to actually win the lottery. Think about some of these shady gas stations, too, where they sell those tickets. Your odds of going into a gas station and coming out alive are actually a lot worse than if you are going to win the lottery itself.
I
You have a
believe
better
it.
chance to die than you do to actually win the lottery.
Wow, man, that's a terrible commercial for the lottery.
It really is, yes.
It's depressing and it's hard hitting
It's
with
the truth. It's the truth they don't want you to ever think about. But you're like, yeah, you're right. I have a better chance of dying buying this ticket than I do of winning the Powerball.
That rattled me, Ralston.
I know. I was reading like, oh my gosh. And think about this. A straight man who watches a modest amount of porn will have seen far more penises in his life than a non-porn watching gay man with a modest sex life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Donged all over the place.
There's a lot of straight guys that have seen more penises than gay men.
You're right. You're right.
How about
You
that, huh?
have made us think.
Yes,
Ralston.
that's what it's all about. I thought this was rather interesting. They got research out now saying that when two people link up, their brains actually can click. You ever say, like, hey, I don't know what it was about that person. We just clicked. You ever hear that term?
Yeah.
It's actually a legit term, and they found out that with certain people, your brains will actually click. So you reply faster in a conversation with a stranger who you click with, even compared to a friend who you don't click with. There's just something about you're on the same frequency, wavelength. I guess you think the same way, something like that.
Totally.
That is weird. I call them soulmates.
Yeah. It is kind of odd, and I had that too, where there's just, and it's not even that it's a romantic attraction or anything like that.
Yeah, no, I hear
There's
you.
just, you meet people, I mean, it could be a dude, I'm like, oh my gosh, like what a bromance, I click with this guy.
My personal philosophy is that we all, to exactly what you're saying, that's what I think a soulmate is. You guys get each other's just everything, for whatever reason, that frequency you're talking about, it just clicks, baby.
Yeah,
that
and
could
that
be
kind
a
of a cool
friend,
thing.
It could be a family member, that could be a lover.
Yeah.
It could be a bunch. You could have multiple soulmates, in my opinion.
Yeah, so they say that's really a thing. So if you're with somebody and you click and then the relationship ends for whatever reason, you can see why that might even be more painful than
Totally.
if it didn't. Yeah, and I know it can be a very sad thing. In fact, I just saw today, don't really follow her life, but it was a headline that poor Olivia Rodrigo that had that whole album just of she was done wrong. She got her driver's license, but he had another chick over. I mean, just one story after another.
The classic American tale, Kevin.
Do you get the deja vu when I'm with you or when she's with you? And because, I mean, every single song is just about how it's been done wrong to her. So there's good news, bad news. The good news for Olivia Rodrigo, she's got a whole new album of material. The bad news is she just got dumped again.
Again?
Yes.
Kevin, they love it when they get dumped. Believe me, she's not. They're
Is
happy.
she the new Taylor Swift?
Well, originally the first hurt was real because it was happened before she was famous. You want the pain now. Breakup is cha-ching, sophomore album.
Okay, well, here comes the sophomore album because, she was with a guy, I think he was like a film producer or something like that, and he's moving from LA to New York, and she has now gone onto social media and she has officially unfollowed him.
Oh my gosh. That's how you know it's real.
It's real. So it's over. So, but Olivia Rodrigo, does she listen to her own heartbreaking music about breakups from previous breakups for this breakup, or does she listen to just Taylor Swift?
She listens to a lot of Adele too.
Okay, Adele.
This guy's getting a new song, though.
Oh, yeah.
She's in the lab right now crying and writing.
So the first one's going to be the really deep one, and then there's going to be the edgy one. I'm over you. You can't shake this. I'm an independent woman.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little sassier, a little harder.
Okay.
And then you have the third hit, which is the finale. Everything's going to be okay. I made it through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm better off for it.
It's
a formula.
Strong. I'm strong now.
I'm stronger. That's the confidence.
Breakup album formulas. Yeah.
You can't break me.
Yeah.
Exactly. But there's wisdom on the back end.
I've learned from my bruises.
You've learned on that third song.
Well, Your Tango has come out with a list. If you're Olivia Rodrigo, you might want to take this. How do you beat a bad breakup? They've got 3 pieces of advice. Here's what Your Tango says. To beat a bad breakup, they say, 1, hang out with friends who make you feel better.
You do. I would suggest that even after a death of a loved one, try to surround yourself with people. There's people you probably like in your life, but they can bring you down.
Yeah.
Be around the ones that are always upbeat and positive.
Yeah,
Fun.
that's true.
Fun, I should say.
Yeah. And if you got people that are bringing you down, what you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing with them anyway?
There's some people, though, that just their style. You love them. You have history with them.
Y'all gonna be at an arm's length.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you.
Okay.
Well, they're called family members, so I can't run from them.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Which
I'm
ones?
just kidding. I'm kidding.
Second step on beating a bad breakup, they say exercise. Okay, that's always good for your health anyway.
Yeah, I mean, exercise, but definitely lose the weight, whatever extra weight you're holding on to. You got to lose those 10 revenge pounds.
Yeah, jog right by your ex's house. Yeah.
That's what it would turn into.
Every single night.
No, you can't jog by his house.
Of course not, Virginia.
Let him go.
You hide in the bushes, kid.
He's trash.
And step 3, they say go shopping. The endorphin rush, plus you're getting new clothes with the new body, hanging out with new friends, going out. This is the way you do it because it's a new you. You're lean, mean, you got on a great new outfit, and you're hanging with your friends, and you're finding new opportunities, and you won't even think about him.
Do you get that, the Kevin Ralston, when you buy something you legit enjoy, almost kind of a guilty pleasure, something you're into, do you get endorphins from that?
I do enjoy
yeah.
getting something like that. I think we all do. Whatever your thing might be, but if you've got something that okay, this is going to be great.
I bought that Ewok Vintage Village over the weekend. I had it as a kid, and
Yeah,
little buzz.
The endorphins are going.
A little buzz after.
Yeah.
How much that thing set you back?
Don't worry about
More or less than $100?
it. More.
More or less than $150?
Right. It's less.
How much would that thing have cost originally in a store?
In a store, you probably would have gotten that back in 1983 when it came out. I think $30, $25 maybe.
All right. Now it's
So it's an investment piece.
It really is. You make
Okay.
fun, but I had a long conversation with some major toy collectors over the weekend.
Oh wow.
Some other middle-aged losers that haven't seen boobies in years.
They weren't in geese though, so I
This
was
guy's wearing a Cobra Kai gi and has a ponytail.
You're their
I
leader.
was the leader. No, I was pretty cool this weekend. I'm not gonna lie. It was a good weekend.
What would you say is the top thing you purchased that gives you that giddy feeling, that endorphin rush, that you know is going to make you feel good? And I hate to say it, I sound like an alcoholic, but mine's probably, man, we got a bottle of wine yesterday. I was so excited. I'm like, oh, yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
I'm ready for some football. Let's do this thing.
Oh my gosh, that's a great question.
Is it toys for you?
It's either that or honestly, it's probably
Snack cakes?
No, it's the framing. We had some awesome KVJ Nationers who live across the street from Denny's. They made me this beautiful Chewy blanket that had all of Chewy's pictures, and then I got a very expensive frame.
Yeah.
But the way they did it, it's right over my piano. It looks. It's my favorite piece.
Our
I love
friend,
it.
our friend Siobhan, who passed away, her son still runs the frame shop with another friend of the family, and they framed it.
I see it when
nice.
I'm.
It's beautiful.
You can see it from every angle in my house. I can see it when I'm practicing music. I can see it when I'm sitting watching TV. I love it.
They did that with love.
Yeah, I can tell. I've gotten great happiness out of it.
What's the purchase you make, Virginia? Gets them endorphins going.
Lip injections. Because I just love the way they look.
Okay.
Kevin, I mean,
That gets you going.
right
huh?
after I get lip injections,
Yeah.
I feel like I am at least 3 points sexier on a 1 to 10 scale.
Wow,
And it
okay.
gives me such confidence. I know it's not real, but to me it's real.
Same with I think you said something with snacks.
Yeah.
Food delivery.
Food, yeah.
Or a doggy
That
bag.
gets ya.
It does.
Yeah.
It gives me an endorphin rush when
Gets
I know
you going.
pizza's on the way.
Well, that's what they say. If you're trying to get over a breakup, 3 steps from your tango. Should there be more? You got a great suggestion? You can let us know about it here at the KVJ Show. We're talking about Olivia Rodrigo. Apparently going through another painful breakup. So new music on the way, we hope. Somebody said, how painful can it be? She's only 18 years old.
Oh, it's soul crushing. What are you talking about?
Okay, well, my question is, what is worse? A breakup when you're younger or when you're older? Where does it hurt worse?
They all suck. But when you're young and you don't know any better and you can't figure out all these hormones and emotions and everybody at school knows about it.
I would say it's worse when you're older.
Yeah, I can't figure it
Bounce
out.
back.
And I think it depends upon your own. In my life, earlier in my life were more traumatic than as I got older. But that could be unique. It could be down to each person because I could see the argument as you get older and you have a breakup, you may have more invested in it. Now you might be talking about kids and finances and things like that. So that breakup could and should be a lot more devastating than you're an 18-year-old Olivia Rodrigo and you've gotten dumped again.
And here's the difference I've just noticed. Because I've seen a few people go through some divorces where they did not know they're going to happen, and it devastated their world. When
Yeah.
you're younger, a lot of times people get so dramatic, and it's only been a month and a half, 3 weeks. I mean, our 16-year-old Jbird,
But the
believe me.
pain, it's so real.
The pain is real, and I'm not denying that
Yeah.
because teenage pain is so real, but you also don't have a lot to compare it with, and there's no kids involved, and
Yeah.
divorce, you're not losing half of your money, and
I think you've got to be right, but I'm just wondering, how it hits harder. If you've been through both, what would you say kicked you in the chest harder? Because they say that a breakup, I think a lot of times a divorce, it's on the same emotional scale as having somebody close to you die.
When I was 16 and I found out that Bobby cheated on me with Peaches, I was so devastated. I wanted my mom to bring me to a facility because I was afraid I was going to commit suicide. I can tell you that never, ever again happened in my life with any other breakup with any other man.
Okay.
When I was a teenager, I was
Yeah.
all emotional and stupid and had never been through anything like someone rejecting me.
So it got worse as an adult. The dramatic and the stupidness.
No.
Oh, it got better.
I'm trying to have a serious moment, you douche face.
Douche face.
Who brought this asshat in here?
Kevin. He hired me.
Yeah.
I know it's his fault.
I did.
Can I beat you up in a gi?
Oh, good luck. I have the 8-point blocking system, Virginia. Ah, I blocked it.
It hit you right in the
He
face.
blocked it after it bounced off his head.
It hit you in the
It did
head.
not.
Kevin,
Get the replay.
it hit you in the head.
It did not.
I
It did
saw
not.
it.
Yeah,
I made contact with your temple.
that you did not.
Suits, pull the video.
Pull the video.
I blocked it after it knocked me out. In the KVJ TV chat room, somebody's saying that I think as you get older, you have a better coping mechanism. You're able to process these things
Yes.
because the younger brain's not
Yes.
fully formed.
Yes.
So as you are older, even though it might be worse for you because there could be finances and children and moving and all kinds of things that don't happen in a teenage break up, you still have at least new logic and saying, okay,
Right. That frontal lobe is formed.
yeah.
And you're not so devastated and emotional and want your mom to drive you to a facility.
Okay. All right, just a thought.
I'm gonna throw something at me again.
You don't want to say anything?
I'm over
You're
here
afraid to
trying
speak?
Trying to have fun. Throwing
I
things in.
threw a bottle of lotion like it was a Chinese star and hit you right in the temple.
You did not check the film. You did not give me the temple.
I did a roundhouse too, Kat. It went from over here.
Okay. Well, you want to gear something up here and hit him while he's doing a thought for the day?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. I am so ready for Sinicki.
All
Bring
right.
it on.
Okay. You can do your thought and block.
110%. Everyone dying. Everyone.
Oh, that came right off his cheek. Yeah,
Everyone wants to live off. Oh my God. Everyone wants to live on top of the mountain. But all the happiness and growth occurs when you're climbing it.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
She got me so hard.
Yeah. Keep in mind, you only got 2 hours. You got to take that thing back.
Oh, we can't damage the
You're
gi.
not giving damage my
After the show podcast coming up live on YouTube.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.